Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Let's jump on into it. No long intros today. I got a couple of notes for you, so let's go. First of all, today's check-in, it's brand new. Yay! Brand new reading type. Yay! I have been meaning to create a new board for the Sunday rotation, and here it is. I'll tell you why. Today would have been the check-in for yours and theirs, but guess what, right? We just did the yours and theirs in-depths, and I'm good. I have full coverage on that. I think you do as well. We're good on yours and theirs for the next couple of weeks. And it was too early for the bi-weekly check-in. So I said, you know what? It's time to put into effect that new board I was working with. So I'm calling it either mini reading or the situation. I haven't landed on it yet. But by the time this comes out, I will have picked a title. So yeah, mini reading because it is a 4-card baseline, but I clarify all of it. So it's full clarifiers, but in a very short reading. The situation, because that's the idea. It covers any current situation you might be in and your thoughts, your feelings, your perspective about that situation. Okay? So the idea was meant to streamline the energies and keep it focused on your collective output, if you will. Okay? Really trying to minimize influence. But yeah, hopefully we've done that. I think we have. Let me know what you think about your mini reading / the situation. I just hope you enjoyed today's reading. I hope it helps you like always. And let me know if you like the mini reading, and I will make it a regular Sunday rotation. Okay, there's that. And what else? Oh yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sag. Yes, we are officially in Sagittarius season as of the 21st, thereabouts, depending on where you are in the world. But yes, happy birthday to Sagittarius, and thank you all so much for that lovely, powerful, swift, just amazing energy you bring to the channel. Trust me, it is very much appreciated. But happy birthday to you all, and I will make it a point to say happy birthday to you throughout your season. Oh, this is something silly. I decided to go ahead and ask Bob. So, yeah, I my neighbor Bob, and one of the previous check-ins, I think it was from Sunday. Yeah. There's been this question. What is Bob's sign? Now, myself personally, I just always assumed he's an earth sign. I never not questioned that. I was like, oh, Bob's an earth sign. But I've never thought much more into it. But then it started showing up in the comments, what is Bob's sign? And then some of you started, you jumped on that thread. Like, people want to know, what is Bob's sign? And let me tell you, this is how I knew Bob was a Virgo. And he is a Virgo. This is how I knew before I confirmed it with him. Okay. The comment threads. I knew Bob was a Virgo just by the comments, because I'll tell you why. Of all the earth signs, Virgo doesn't bet on anything, but they do bet on themselves. Virgo always bets on Virgo. I wouldn't have accepted that kind of output from any other sign except Virgo, because let me tell you about the earth signs. Capricorn, oh yeah, they'll take calculated risk, but it has to be calculations that are in their favor, but they will take calculated risks. Taurus, they do steady investments. They're not too big on on bets. No, they do steady investments. Virgo, they just don't, but they will always bet on themselves. So the next time I saw Bob, I said, hey Bob, you know what? You've been my neighbor for years, and I honestly cannot recall your birthday. I was like, when is your birthday, bro? Well, bro, he's my elderly neighbor, so I don't call him bro, but you know what I mean. I was like, oh, I'm September 1st. I was like, Virgo. Oh, is that what I am? You got it. You called it. You nailed it. Virgo bets on Virgo. So, for those of you who wanted to know about Bob and Bob's sign, I just thought that might be a little fun fact for you. All right, you guys. I like this. I'm not going to lie. I really like today's mini reading / the situation readings. I liked it. I hope you do too. That's the bigger point. Am I doing shorts next week? I don't know about shorts. I'll get that sorted later. But I will definitely see you for the Thursday check-in next week, and I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? What's going on? Show me Leo, please. Okay. The situation, as you understand it, 10 of Wands, heaviness. Your feeling on the subject, 4 of Swords. That's reasonable feeling. Perspective to consider, 10 of Cups. How to handle it, death. Oh my. Wow. Heaviness in that situation. Ten of Wands, currently feeling very weighed down, heavy, tired, energetically exhausted. Some of you it's physical, some of you it's emotional, for some of you it's both. But feeling very heavily weighed down. Your feeling on the subject is that you need rest. Four of Swords. Okay. You need time to think. You need peace and quiet to reflect, rest, heal. Put these burdens down for a bit. Perspective. Ten of Cups, the inner circle, family, friends, loosely translated. The inner circle is different for everybody. How you qualify it, how you quantify it, it's up to you. But perspective to consider, the inner circle, how to handle it, death. Transformation or an ending. Okay. Let's start right there with that Ten of Wands. Let's see that Ten of Wands, please. Okay. The Chariot. King of Cups, Four of Cups. Very unhappy. So not only are you weighed down, terribly, terribly unhappy. You have so much heart space in there. Chariot, King of Cups. You might have some Scorpio, Cancer in there. But you have such a strong heartbeat. Four of Cups, but it's sad. It's very sad. Hurt, disappointed, and weighed down. Obviously, with the Chariot here and King of Cups, you'd rather be feeling other things in a very strong way, where there's positive forward momentum. But your heart has lost motivation to move forward. Currently very upset. Okay. You're so tired, honey. Emotionally exhausted. It's not where you want to be. I know that. You're feeling, rightfully so, Four of Swords. You need rest. You need time to reflect. You need space. Let's see that Four of Swords, please. Page of Wands, the High Priestess, the Two of Cups. You need time to rest and reflect on your feelings. Okay. That's it. Long story short. You know it. Literally, your High Priestess, your intuitive self, showed up in the intuitive category. You know you need to rest. In fact, the idea of it, low-key, excites you. Some time to yourself. To think your thoughts in a very calm way and to feel your feelings in a calm way. Little R&R time. Okay? For Leo to have time with Leo and help you sort out your feelings. Emotionally, you need a break. Physically, probably need one as well. Let's see that Ten of Cups, please. Perspective to consider. The inner circle. When you go within, have that rest, you reflect upon others in your life. Strength, you. Three of Cups, Devil. See, okay, there it is. There's the meat and potatoes. That's what I'm looking for. You showed me heavy emphasis on your feeling today to the point of physical exhaustion. But its beginning, the origin, is within the heart. Okay? Something here has you feeling very poorly about yourself. And like you have no forward momentum in a particular area. You're too downtrodden, hurt, sad, angry, depressed, maybe. Maybe. Your intuition's dead on bang. I'm glad to see that, again, tarot doesn't dictate action, you do, but I'm glad to see for the Leo I'm looking at, you're choosing to rest. You need to rest. You have a lot to think about, particularly from the emotional point of view. That perspective includes your inner circle, how you feel about them, and how you're cross-referencing that against yourself. So this is how I feel. I'm thinking of them or they. How does that feed back to me? How am I feeding that back to them? How is it being fed back to me? You're saying there's some people there in your inner circle you can be very strong for. naturally strong for, in a good way, in a positive way. And there's those you're being strong for, and it harms you. Okay. 3 Cups, the Devil. In your inner circle, clearly you have some very healthy relationships. And you say you can be strong for them all day, every day. You have such a strong heart. It would not surprise me. But there might be one or a couple of folks here that you simply cannot harmonize with at the emotional level. In fact, when you do so, it drains you. It drains the hell out of you. I don't think it's just one person. It's too vast. Your inner circle is very large. And like I said, there's those you connect to, and it gives you, do you see that? The strength of you, your power card right here, is on one side, and the Devil's on the other. 3 Cups is in between. Over the long-term perspective of the 10 of Cups, there are those folks who you get along with well, and they make you feel strong, protective, loving. And there's others here that drain the hell out of you, and they use your natural power energy in a wrong way or the negative way. It does not feed you well. Okay, this is what's on your mind, but you needed to go into a place of rest to see it and feel it for yourself. There's those who give you the energy back in a good way and those who drain you. And it's in those connections that perhaps you are feeding them too much. And you needed time to realize that. Okay? That Devil, yeah. Some of them are very poor members in that inner circle. There's some folks in the inner circle, guys, who are just determined to not get along with others. And they don't know how. Or they themselves are not in a good place. And we do our best and we do our best, and it surpasses our best, and into a place of excess and just giving too much or being too generous or trying to make things work. Showing strength to the wrong people who wouldn't know because they're not in a healthy place to appreciate it. Never mind, return it. Yeah. Okay, Death. Death on how to handle the situation. Once more, 2 options here, folks. Transform, which would require more than just yourself. Or end the connection or relationship for now, specifically feeding it. Okay? Let's see a Death, please. The Sun. The Magician, the World, exactly what I said. It can either transform, change for the better, or it needs to stop. The relationship needs to discontinue, even if it's temporarily. Yeah, that World is very conditional. The Sun, the Magician, the World, it's conditional. You literally just fed back to me the thing I'm telling you. So that means you're very aware of the situation. So not only you're highly intuitive, you're listening quite well to what's going on. Okay? You got lost to the process here at the opening, trying to make something work, and it to the point of exhausting you, and you needed time out to think about it, but once you did, boom, you're on point. You're very on point with this subject. You really didn't need the Tarot Lady today. Okay, I'm just literally feeding back to you what you already know, and that's if this is your reading. Yeah, that is a propositional world. It is a propositional death. I would rather transform and change this, and if not, it needs to temporarily vacate my life, or I need to absent myself from it, but I'll keep the door open. If it ever transforms or changes it, I will allow it back in. Okay? That is very propositional of you. It's very flexible of you. But you just seem to know. It looks to me then that Devil, even though it wears on you, some of those folks in the inner circle, it might be temporary. They're not always like this. Perhaps they're in a selfish phase right now. Perhaps they're in a, if you will, the much used toxic energy right now. Okay. People go into phases. They do. People go into phases of selfishness and obscurity and small-mindedness. They do. The point is that we don't give up on them unless it's that bad. You're saying there's still a chance that they can shape up and transform. The thing is that you're not going to wait around for them to find out. So I see you discontinuing the connection and gives it the space it needs to change, and it's welcome back if it does. Okay? All right. But like always, you know, what's right for you. I think that's a pretty good plan. I don't want you to have to continue to carry that emotional weight. You have such a huge heart. You really do. Okay? All the more reason why, if something feels extraordinarily wrong to the point where you need a break to think about things, then it's probably the correct instinct. And I'm glad to see that you honored that. I don't want to see anybody continue on like this, but you have a plan, and that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy to see that for you. Yeah, the Sun Magician. I will welcome this back in. Again, the world is not just a closed door. It is both a close and an open. Here, it's on the potential for change, transformation. But it has to be done so in a very visible way. Otherwise, you're happy to welcome it back. You know? That tells me whatever this is, some of these folks, they're in the inner circle, they're not always like this. Or you love them a great deal, you just need them to get their shit together a little more, you know? All right. Lost compass, getting back to integrity for yourself, and that's what you hope, I believe, for them as well. Some here, we got one or two folks that have kind of lost their way, at least from the point of view of emotionality here. You've lost your way, like you have lost sight of the fact that family is above all. You have lost sight of the fact that you're meant to harmonize with this, not be in opposition. That you should show more love and support than than fear or destructive tendencies. Okay. Yeah, lost compass, getting back to integrity again for yourself, knowing what's right for you, and you hope the same for them. I hope you get your shit together. That's it. That's all we're saying. 35. Skywriting the fates. Like I'm saying, it feels like now's the time. Yeah. And this also kind of feels inevitable. Like I said, people go through stages and phases and they're not always great. Okay. Number 49 is the fates. So shall it be. Absolutely. I get that you get that. I love that. Okay. So shall it be. If it's meant to come back around in a better way, in a more complete way, in a more harmonized way, I'll welcome that. All right. We have the letters M and 2 Ks. We have the Medallion of Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius. You could have any of these strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be in portion to. And yes, you have the key. I see that. I'm good, huh? Oh, yeah, no, that makes me happy. I'm happy to see that. You understand you have the key. You get to have say in this situation. You don't have to continue to move in this very unsatisfying direction. Okay? Showing emotional presence and strength for those who don't appreciate it or they're using it in all the worst ways, and not just with you. But yeah, you have the key. You do. You really do. You understand what's meant to happen next. And you would authentically welcome back change. You would be happy about it. You hope they get their shit together. It's like, yeah, I'll close the door for now, but I'm not going to lock it. You know? But if I have to, I will. There you go. All right, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. This was a great read. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? What's going on? Oh, and happy birthday. Yes. Yay. Happy birthday, Saggy, honey. We are at the very early start of Sagittarius season. So if you are that early, Sag, happy birthday to you. Let me know if you have any birthday plans. What's up? What's going on? Happy birthday, Saggy. Okay. All right, the situation. Knight of Wands. Yeah. Okay, your feeling on it. The Chariot. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, things to take into consideration. The Nine of Wands. Okay. All right. How to handle it. Page of Wands. Be open. Just expect possibly maybe some resistance there. We'll take a look. Other than that, you're kind of showing me, look, I'm all systems go. Okay. Knight of Wands is the situation. Yeah, you're feeling your energy. Va boom, boom. You're anxious. You're enthusiastic. You want to get going. You're feeling something. And I see that here because your intuition, you're feeling the Chariot. Move it forward. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, you got let's go written all over this. Okay. To consider, Nine of Wands. Expect resistance. Okay. We'll take a look. And then Page of Wands, how to handle the situation. Be open. Be open. Be flexible. Okay. Show some inquiry there. All right. Let's take a look. Let's see what you're anxious about. Knights of Wands is the situation. What's going on? Six of Wands. Oh, the Five of Wands. Oh, okay. Oh, Six of Swords. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. You're showing me I want success in something, not failure. You're showing me you want to triumph in an argument. You want to win an argument. You're not prepared to leave it behind just yet. You're like, I got to mess with this a little more. It's like, I want victory. I don't want defeat. Okay. I don't want to leave this behind just yet. I want to win. Six of Wands. And the Five of Wands suggests that there's a battle there. There's an argument. There's a conflict. Six of Swords. You could leave it behind, and that's still an option for you. You could not mess with it. You're like, that's true. I could just leave that alone. I've been watching your readings, Christina. I know what you would say. You get to choose your own level of participation. I know. I could choose not to participate, and I might. However, I'm not there just yet. I got a little bit of a thing going on. I will have victory in it. I just want a little victory in it. I just want a little bit. I'm not ready to call it quits. Now, for some of you, you want this thing to move forward in a way that you say is victorious or triumphant. For others of you, because it is kind of in a 50-50 proposition, might choose to exit this. But for now, I kind of see you not just hanging on, but still kind of moving forward in an adamant way of correction. Correct. I'm correct. I have a strong feeling about this. I'm right and I know it. Just okay. All right. All right. The Chariot is in your feeling. Chariot, move it forward. All right. Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you really don't seem to care, even though it's very hard to move forward at the pace you're currently in. You still insist. Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, and it stresses you out. I'm saying mental and physical exhaustion, but I see you pressing your point nonetheless on this situation. You're quite persistent. What is it you need victory in? You're saying, look, this is how I'm moving my energy, and my point of view is real and valid. And I'm sure it is real and valid. I see you pressing that point, but it costs you a lot to press the point. Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands. Again, you're showing me mental and physical exhaustion trying to move this thing forward. Your point specifically. Your insight, your sense of clarity, your vision, your focus. It's costing you a lot to put your point of view forward as the victor. Okay. Now I am seeing elements of pride here. All right. And I'm not saying you're wrong. From your point of view, you're very right. What I'm saying is, for you to present yourself as right is costing you a lot of energy. So I want you to understand, it has to be worth it to you. You made it clear in the opening, I could leave this behind. I could, but I'm not done yet. I need that victory. Okay. Nine of Wands. Makes sense then, things to consider: the resistance. Okay. I don't know if you've gotten the full scope of that resistance yet. You seem to see that it's there, but it's kind of an annoyance. I don't know if you realize how much this is exhausting you. So yeah, there's a lot of resistance here. What's going on? You know, you're showing me I'm right, I know I'm right, and I'm sure you are right, but it's costing you a lot to prove that you're right. You know what I mean? So whatever it is you're trying to make your point on, I hope it's worth it. It needs to be worth it. Because I agree with you, there's times when we need to fight that good fight. But you also told me in the beginning it was a choice to leave it alone. Okay. Ace of Swords, I understand that. Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. See, exactly, there's the truth. You have a core truth. I saw it over here. and I see that you're doing your best to make progress with it. But Two of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Your point's not being taken. And I think that's why you keep pressing it, don't you? I'm right, here's my point. And yet, that doesn't change at all the reception. Okay? It's being met with a very flat reception. Okay? It's like, even though you're right, Sag, how does that change the situation? It's like trying to throw an argument at a brick wall. It's not changing the brick wall. Okay? So something to think about. And if it's a broken brick wall, all the more reason I'm concerned is that's not fixing it. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, you're right, but to what extent or cost? Like how does that change the situation? Okay. Let's keep going. Page of Wands, how to handle it. Be open, try to be a little more flexible. Turn the energy down a little bit maybe. Okay? Because you went in there swinging. I need a victory on this one. Let's move it forward. And then how to handle it, I see you're saying fire, but it's greatly reduced. Okay? Seven of Pentacles, the Empress, the Ace of Swords. I see whatever it is you're trying to connect to is kind of set in their ways. This is not a them or they or yours, theirs. No, it's still about you. Whoever it is that you are connecting to that is involved in this situation is kind of set in their ways. It looks like to receive more consideration for your point, the volume of your energy needs to be turned down. Okay. Somebody who feels like their back is up against the wall is most likely to double down, not be open. Okay. I strongly suspect that you are correct in your point that you're trying to make, but also the more you press it, the less responsive this situation becomes. Okay. It was a choice for you to just leave it alone. But you said, no, my point is too important. I gotta press it forward. Okay. Like I said, every now and again, we gotta know in this life when it's appropriate to stand up and fight. But I just see the toll it's taking on you to exercise your point and for them to, whatever they are or whoever they are, to see your point of view. The thing is, they only really start to see your point of view when you turn down the volume of your energy or your intensity. Okay, where they feel less threatened. Or that kind of sense of helplessness. What do you want me to do? What do you want? How does what you're saying change the situation? It doesn't, and then it gets shut down. Okay. So when you reduce your energy to something smaller, less threatening, less loud, less adamant, that's when I start to see whatever this is, listen to you a little more. Okay. Let me tell you something. This situation that you're dealing with, not only is it set in its ways, when it has inconvenient truths, it don't want to listen or hear. It kind of made you want to press your point even further, didn't it? It looks like you're trying to get this across to someone who you say is important to you, okay? And you really need them to see it. All right. So in which case, it stands how to handle it in this advice, okay? Page of Wands. Turn down your volume. Okay, be less threatening. I'm not saying you're threatening. I'm just saying what it is that you're presenting to this situation feels threatened to truth, and it's a strong truth. I don't disagree with that. But the size is such of your truth that it probably comes across as intimidating. It's something they can't handle or digest. So you turn down your energy, less adamant, more likely to listen. Okay? Okay. once more, letting this go is an option. You showed me that, and you're like, nah. They'll get it. Oh, honey, the more you press your point, the more they insist there's nothing to be done. Or that situation bounces back on you. And so what? What do you want me to do? You're right. And it's not fixable. The resistance is so high. The more, do you see that? Every time I'm approaching you with the truth, resistance, resistance, resistance. Get out of here with your truth. There's nothing we can do about it anyway. You see what I'm saying? And doubling down. So that tells me the situation, circumstance is way back there against the wall. And it's just someone feels threatened, therefore not responding the way you want. Okay? But give them some wiggle room. They listen a little more. They respond a little more. The situation responds a little more. Okay. Gathering around, the power of community, 26. So I know that this is important to you. This is a situation that clearly affects the community, your network, your resources. Movement within that. Okay. Best movement, best practices. Do you feel like you're speaking for several people, not just yourself? Is that what's giving you that drive, that forward momentum? It's like it's not just me, I'm speaking for others. That might explain a few things. But a sense of gathering around the power of community. I have no doubt that others support your point of view or the truth as you best understand it. I know. And maybe that's one of the things that intimidates this person. It's not just your point of view, the power behind it. You're supported. Like others understand that you're correct. Okay. Lost compass, trying to find the integrity. Anything else, please? Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. 18. Seeing things with clarity. I know. I get it. I get that you get it. You do. You do have clarity. You showed me that several times. Okay. Remember, people are more likely to be open to your point of view when they don't feel attacked. Open any comment section anywhere online and social media platforms. You get good examples of it every day. You're much more likely to be closed off to the person who, well, frankly, you're feeling attacked by. Okay? 18. F-E-Y-Z. We have the twin dolphins. So someone here who ideally you want to be compatible with, you want them to be in alignment with you. Okay? In many ways, perhaps you think of them as your equal. But in this situation, it seems like that feeling of equality is way off, and we want to get back into alignment with it. And then we have the 4-leaf clover here, touch of luck. Okay. And I wish you luck on this. It takes strength and energy in these kinds of things, and it's taking a toll on you. But perhaps change up the approach, you'll get better results. Okay? Sag, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? What's going on? Show me Aries, please. Okay, the situation. King of Pentacles. How you feel? What's going on? Temperance, yeah. Things to consider. The Star. Wow. How to handle it. The Emperor. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. King of Pentacles in situation. You. Considering something from the point of view of responsibility, investment, groundedness, practicality, responsibility, reliability. Something to do with your everyday 3D world self, okay? And the investment that represents, being mindful of your own sense of self-worth, okay? All that good stuff right there, okay? Temperance, how you feel about it? I need some time. I need some time to think, to process, exercise patience, healing. Eventually this will come to me, okay? It's a good feeling to have. The Star, something to consider. Whatever this is you're contemplating, does it have meaning to you? Long-term vision. So not just is it good for me now, but is it a goal, a strong desire that will, lend to my existence, my way of life further out the star. So something to consider there. How to handle it, the Emperor. Empowerment. Empowerment. You would know best, right? Exercise empowerment. Whatever this is I'm considering, is it good for me, yes or no? Does it lend to my idea of self-worth, yes or no? Is it a good investment, yes or no? Not just something that gives me work to do now, but will it be good for me further out, yes or no? Okay. The good news is that you have time to think it over, so I like that. All right, King of Pentacles, let's take a look. Let's see that King of Pentacles, please. Oh, of course. I thought I said it, but I didn't. Your power card, the Emperor. How to handle it. You do you. You be you. All right? King of Pentacles. Judgment. Oh, yes. The Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles. Okay. You have not given yourself permission in a particular area. Goodness me, you have such a strong sense of spiritual devotion to everything you do. In other words, you take things super serious. Very serious. You try to incorporate your spiritual elements as best you can every day into your 3D world. In other words, is it a good time for this? Is this my calling? And if so, how can I devote myself to it? Commit myself to it? Man, you take your investments and your responsibilities, like I said, super serious. Okay, but right now, you're in a holding pattern. Okay? The Hierophant has not given permission for whatever this is I'm looking at. Right now, you're still trying to listen to the spiritual essence of this thing. Oh, I can't wait to see what it is. But yeah, right now you're showing me conservation. Hold on. Wait. I'm not prepared to make this call yet, but I am trying to listen to the call. It has something to do with your 3D world. Okay? Whatever it is you do, it's either going to be a solid yes or a solid no. But you got to know. Oh, I got to see what this is. Temperance. Like, I need patience. I'm not telling you to wait. Patience and waiting are not the same thing. Patience. Exercise temperance. Thoughtfully look and feel your way around this one. That's your feeling. It's a good feeling to have, like I said. Give yourself some patience. Okay, the Moon. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, the Six of Swords. Patience. Carefully considering a very strong connection in a very deep way. It is deeply private to you. Okay. The Moon. The Lovers, Six of Swords. I see you looking at an old connection. I'm not doing a yours and theirs. I see this contemplation as being 100% you. Okay? This is your situation after all. Your feeling is that a lot of time has passed between you and that strong connection. You admit there's a lot of things about it that you don't know and perhaps you will never fully understand. Fair. With the Moon and the Lovers, Six of Swords, you also say it's been a long time since we've parted ways. I've learned a lot, though. Saying I've learned a lot. So you've learned from your lovers' connections. That's wonderful. And you're saying I've learned so much, though, under the Moon. I can't explain all of it, just my side of it. But you're saying time is such so that that lovers' union represents a healed place in you. Okay? You learned so much about yourself from that lovers' connection. So it was a proper one then. It was a proper lovers' connection. One where you learned a lot about yourself. Even though it parted ways, a true lovers' connection, whether it stays or it parts ways, did you learn about yourself from it? And for you, that's a yes. Okay? That's a yes. I like how you admit the Moon. I don't know everything. But you're like, there are some parts, however, I can honestly say I learned from it. And I healed from it too. Good. Good. The Star. Something here to consider. The Star. Longevity. Long-term desire. Long-term goal. Something that you can reach for again and again, and it would have meaning and significance to you. Something to consider there. The Wheel of Fortune. 3 Cups. The Ace of Cups. Is it worth it to you to connect? To connect the places in your heart. Ace of Cups, 3 Cups. Is it worth it to you to connect long term? To open up, to go there? I'm not saying necessarily reconnect to the Lovers. It's an option. Automatically, it's an option here with the 3 Cups. I'm saying, are you ready to go there again in love? Something for you to consider. And that is very much worthy of consideration. The Star. Your ideas of love. Believing and being in love and connecting to it and allowing yourself to connect to it. Is it time? Okay. And can you honestly say that if you go looking for it, that you'll see it as a star? That if you fall in love, it can carry you into the future. The kind of sustaining love, long-term love. Is it time? Wheel of Fortune. Is it time to reconnect to those places within you? So is that what's on your mind in the situation? Is it the time, that feeling there with the Hierophant and Judgment? Right now, you're not authorizing any movement on the subject. You're deeply contemplating it. That strong connection you had once upon a time that deeply impacted you, taught you a lot. Okay, parts of it are still mystery, fair. But you can honestly say now, looking back on it in the parting of ways, it's done so on peaceful terms. Okay? You healed from that too, which is wonderful, for the most part. And now, the Star. Is it time? Something to consider. If you sign up to In Love, can it carry into the future? Will it be with you? Are you ready now? Because your readiness for it now can have a huge effect on how it plays out further out. Okay? The Emperor. How to handle it. For some of you, you will have more clarity by the start of the year. I have to tell you, there's a lot of hold up, and it's fine. It's good. I wouldn't want you to rush these things anyway. No. Some people's readings in this situation are more upfront and easily solved within a week or so. For others, we're looking at months of time. But what is that to me, honestly? What is that to tarot? What is that to energies? Yeah. I see you holding fast to your reality now, contemplating these things. That love is connection, your heart space. Can I honestly see myself falling in love? And if that's true, will it carry me into the future? Okay. The Emperor, how to handle it. You be you. You'll know best. Okay? You get to decide. Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups. Okay. Okay, how to handle it. There is something here that requires you to walk. It's within the inner circle. I see an emotional detachment process to someone else. I believe that's already being discontinued as we speak. All right? You would have to lead that as Emperor. Yeah, but Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups, there's something there already actively existing within your inner circle that in some way you need to fully detach from before you can answer this question of, are you ready to open up to love and grasp that cup, not just in the short term, but for the long term, and with whom. Okay? But yeah, this is actually not further out. This is how to handle it. So if you choose to open up to this, it requires you to completely officially walk from someone who's in the inner circle, but we no longer personally imprint upon. That needs to be finalized. Okay? Not telling you what to do. That's just what's here. This is more of your upfront, immediate energies. This is contemplation of something that's much further out. All right? Okay. Aries, honey, I hope that helped. There's a lot going on in there. Now, as to that, I don't have the backstory and all that. That's another reading, you know? But you would know. You do you. You be you. You understand what's right for you. And I wouldn't be giving that, so I'm not giving that advice, that's the clarity. I wouldn't be saying that unless it was already in the works. That emotional detangling between yourself and someone else, possibly a fellow fire sign. Okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. But yeah, that needs to be completely detached. Okay? Completed, finalized, acknowledged something before we can start talking about getting a grasp on that love cup further out there in the future. You got to know. Not just feel it in the present, but see it for yourself in the long term as well. 39, Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, spirit. Going on a detoxification journey. Well, that makes sense. You have a lot of elements in here that would suggest that that's the case. Okay. Me Talks. Anything else, please? 38, Mini Masks, the authentic self. Getting in touch with the authentic self. And that's part of the detoxification process. As you do, you shed layers. Okay? And you can kind of really get in tune with who you are. And that's why I'm seeing the Emperor out there. How to handle it, you. Be your highest self. Okay? Be your highest self. Get in touch with who you really are. And this one, I'll call it a bonus. Sky Dancers, Surrender, 48. Okay. T, C. We have the medallions of Libra, twice, Aquarius. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you. Let's say there might be some energy around this with the next crescent moon. And then the Rose of Venus. For some of you, Aries might be your Venus placement. For others of you, you're thinking about connecting to your Venus. Okay, your Empress, if you will. Your divine counterpart as you understand it. All right? All right, Aries, honey. I do hope this helped you. I'm glad that you're not showing me commitment to any one particular area just yet. You need time to process these things realistically, emotionally, spiritually. Temperance, you're showing me that you've done a job there, healing, thinking about, contemplating, and learning from a strong connection. In many ways, it moved you. And while parts of it remain mysterious, that's okay. You've already done the bulk, right? The lion's share, if you will, of patience, temperance, and healing around that particular subject. It taught you a lot about yourself. And that kind of lingers within you. And the Star, that sense of reaching for love again. Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Is it time? Is it time to connect to that space? Is that what I'm opening up to? Is that what I'm feeling? Is that what I'm experiencing? Is that what I'm thinking about changing in my 3D world? And if so, what would that look like? What would that feel like in the present? And then also, can I honestly say, that's a long-term value for me as well. Okay? How to handle it, you be you. And also, recognize, acknowledge, or finalize you're having detached from something in the inner circle. That's there as well. All right? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What is going on? Show me, Aquarius. The situation, Knight of Swords. How you feel about it? Queen of Cups. Okay. Perception. That which to consider. Four of Wands. How to handle it. Five of Cups. Okay. All right. Okay. Knight of Swords situation. Once more, sword, as you know, or I imagine you would know as an air sign. Thought, communication, action. What we're thinking, how we might communicate or take action in that direction. How you feel. Queen of Cups, big heart space there, very soft on the subject. So while the situation seems to require your direct interaction via communication or action, how you feel about it personally is quite large. That which to consider, Four of Wands, relationship energy, once more, how two people define it. Okay. How to handle it, Five of Cups. Something here to do with addressing the past and being very direct with it, very honest about it. Feel the feelings. Go there. Okay. All right. Knights of Swords, what's going on? Let's see that Knight of Swords, please. Yeah. The Chariot. Oh, King of Cups. Yeah. Oh, the Devil. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Very strong emotional impression. Okay, so that's a tactic then. Your Knight of Swords is a tactic. So that makes sense to me, because when I look at how you feel about it, you actually feel quite a bit for this. Very emotional on this subject. That's not an accusation. I know for air signs that can feel like an accusation, but it's not. You're very emotional on this subject. And from your point of view, too emotional. You're like, I got to pull it back. Okay, so Knight of Swords, it's a tactic then. I'm going to approach this perhaps in a very straightforward manner. Okay, keep it to the facts. Intellectual, logical, everything that you're known for. Keep it to the facts. Stay on track, stay on topic, stay on point. Okay. It might even be perfunctory, getting to the point. And that's because behind it is a wealth of emotion from you. And some of it just feels extremely intense. Chariot, King of Cups, the Devil. Yeah, that's emotional intensity. What you feel in moving towards this is so strong. Perhaps for some of you it feels uncomfortable. So you kind of dialed it back more to the air element that you're familiar with. If I approach it like this, I can handle it. But yeah, there's some really strong, positive emotion. It's not just negative. I know people look at that Devil, they get fixated. There's positive emotion in here too with Chariot. So here we have the Chariot and the Devil, and they're both kind of struggling to express themselves. One in a positive, forward way, one in a kind of fearful, angry way that says, me too. I have strong feeling in here too. Let me express myself. And some of it is fear. But some of it might be anger, frustration. And there's that poor King of Cups right there in the middle, not knowing which side to give into. And so you kind of went, screw all that. You bypassed it and just said, Knight of Swords. I'm going to stick with what I know. Because from your point of view, it must be so much. It must be so much. Such heavy emotional conflict. Again, very strong in one area and equally strong in the other. So you did what you do best and said, you know what? Logical thing to do, approach this Knight of Swords. There we go. Okay. You're going to try to keep it to the fact. Okay, so that Queen of Cups, how you feel about it? Yeah, you have a lot of feeling tied up to this. A lot. I think you yourself might be frightened by your own emotional intensity on this subject, and you don't want to be perceived that way. So you defaulted to Knight of Swords, which makes sense, yeah? You converted that energy from a very emotional experience to a very air elemental experience, which makes sense. Okay? Why is this so confrontational to you in the heart space? Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. You said that you've tried to take practical approaches in the past and it didn't work. Okay. It did nothing to soothe what was in your heart. Okay. All right, that's fair. Any sort of practical approaches in the past towards this, you're saying it didn't fly. It doesn't work. every time I've tried to approach this in a practical way, in a solid way, building into it, it doesn't work. The work doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it didn't do anything to soothe your feeling. No. All right, so you've ruled out a practical approach, and that was through practice over time. Trying to stabilize this situation in ways that you understood just did not work for this. Okay. So you've tried out a couple different elements that would explain that very unusual Five of Cups and how to handle it. You don't typically see advice like that. In fact, most advice says, let's get out of there. The advice you're getting, how to handle it, is to get in there. Yeah. Okay. But I will say this, to your credit, I can honestly say that in the past, in some way, you made an effort to try to stabilize a situation that required more of your emotional self, as opposed to a practical approach. You see the kind of folly in that now, the Tower. Your heart gets it. It's not for lack of effort, though. You're like, nah, this is the wrong modality. Okay. All right. That to consider is the Four of Wands. Yours is really interesting. Four of Wands. So it's not a work situation. I don't think it was. But we tried to approach it like it was work. Invest, stabilize, build. Okay. Four of Wands. Three of Cups, Nine of Swords, and King of Pentacles. I see why. You have a natural investor side, don't you? With the King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, Four of Wands. That to consider. If you connect to this or reconnect to this relationship, it's up to you. And I'm not reading a yours or theirs. This is all about you and your perception and your feeling. If you can feel the good in it and not just the fear of it, then maybe you got something there. Okay? If we're going to build into this, build into it as a relationship, not a work endeavor or a partnership. It has to be approached from an emotional point of view of stability, emotional stability. Not real world building. For some reason that proved to be a false construct that you had direct effort in or direct knowledge in. It's like, yeah, I tried to approach it this way, like it was a job or something I could control or build into, and it just, no. To consider, despite our fears here, if we invest, we have to acknowledge that it's a relationship at an emotional level. Three of Cups. And it's scary. So for some reason, that's a little scary to look at. It's not a project, right? It's not co-creator stuff. It is a legit personal to me and personal to you relationship that represents my overcoming my fears and acknowledging that this is intimate. This is personal, and I want to connect to it as a relationship, and that's how I can approach it, as an investment for what it is. Okay? It's not something I can work with, but something I want to build into. Okay, with a conscientious effort. Five of Cups, how to handle it. Be willing to go over the past emotions of loss, regret, remorse, why it didn't work. Go there, you know. Five of Cups, allow yourself to go there. If there is remorse, then allow that to show. If there is regret, allow that to show. If there is a sense of sadness in the heart, allow that to show. How to handle it. The things, the emotional piece that you feel so strongly and for that very reason feel the most uncomfortable with. That's what we actually need to put forward. Okay, that's what we need to present. That's what we need to express. How it hurt. Be honest. This hurt. It hurt. It hurt so bad. This past of mine with whatever this is hurt bad. Just say it. Just be honest, because it did. Nothing beats honesty. Five of Cups. That hurt so bad. They're both from past. Knight of Cups. Be so vulnerable, honey. Be so vulnerable. Be so bold. You're that person to commit to everything else except the expression of their emotions, which is ironic because they're coming from such a deep place in you. Why is it so deep in this context or situation? You would know best. But oh my goodness, that's how we're going to approach this. All right? The truth of our experience. Knight of Cups, the Hierophant. Commit to it. They're part of you. Address the past. This hurt me too. This hurt me too. And I've been scared to say that. I've been terrified to say that. I've been terrified to address past emotions in the situation, past abandonment in the situation, how much it hurt me. But it's true. And I think that's why you're showing me so much emotional buildup here on that opening. And the Chariot, the King of Cups, the Devil, that poor King of Cups doesn't know what to do. You know, he's feeling so much on either side of that fence. And that's because you want to move forward powerfully, but at the same time, you're scared of all the unaddressed emotions and depth that you personally experienced and in some way never put forward. Like you didn't know how to put it forward, or you were afraid to put it forward, or you were afraid to commit to putting it forward in this context, the Hierophant. Like, I don't want these negative emotions to represent me, but they happened. They were real. You experienced them. You were there. And there's something about the situation, we tried to approach it like a job or a project in the past, and it was an effort to try to control it and maybe give it some growth, but it was coming from the wrong source. It needed to be built into from the heart, and that is why what you need to take into consideration for you is so simple. See it as a relationship. Invest in it from that point of view as your emotional betterment, and that is going to require you to overcome some fears there with the Nine of Swords. Say, this is a relationship. I want a relationship. I want a relationship. I want to connect to you personally. I want to connect to you emotionally. Not as a job, not as a project, not as a way to pass the time, whatever that is. You see that now. And you have very strong feeling on it. And I think that's one of the things that is prompting your devil is the fear sometimes of relying on old habits or behaviors or patterns in order to address a difficult subject. And we don't want to do that. We know it doesn't work. We know it doesn't work. But again, that positive side in you is so strong too. So yeah, handle it. Just be honest, honey. You were there. You experienced it too. This hurt. I was hurt too, and I have a lot of regrets too. This impacted me a great deal. Knight of Cups, the Hierophant. Some of you it might represent commitment. But right now I'm seeing a commitment to thy emotions and thy experience, and being willing to speak unto them. Again, the Knights are responsible for delivery. I see your approach at first, but honey, the very thing that you're trying so hard to control is the very first thing they really want you to express. Okay? All right. That was a big tell right there. There's something about this, calling it a relationship, perceiving it as one, allowing yourself to really see it as a relationship and connecting to it personally for your own personal reasons. That's been hard for you. It was easier to see it as a project or something. A build project. I don't know. But no, that would explain that emotional buildup, like plaque. I know that's not a very favorable comparison. I understand that, but it is a lot like plaque. It builds up. You have so much emotional plaque. I don't want it to hurt you any more than it already has. It's like, I want you to talk about how difficult it's been. I want you to say, this is how hard it's been for me. This is what I want to experience, and this is what happened, and I see that now. You know, all that. Okay. Because you're a real person, honey. You got affected in a real way. Perfect storm. The courage to step into life. Hell yeah. 44, the perfect storm. Oh, yes. The wall. Obstacles. It's that time to move past those, oh, goodness me, all blue, all depth, deep river, diving into the task, being willing, being an active participant to dive into the past with whatever this represents in this situation and be honest with it. Step into the eye of the storm. Be so brave. Be so bold. Get past the wall. Get past the obstacles. Get past that thing that says, bind your tongue. Do not speak of these things. Do not speak of feelings. And it's that listening to that voice, it's listening to that fear that's created that buildup, that plaque, if you will. And how you feel about it was the Queen of Cups. You're like, I get it. In my heart, I get it. I get it. I get why this didn't work. I understand why it exploded. I understand why it was folly. I get it. I feel that. I'm in tune with that. I won't do it again. So that which to consider, how to counter it. Experience it like it was meant to be. Experience it as it was intended. A relationship for your heart space to thrive and find a place with somebody to call home. Okay? But that means how to handle it. Be willing to go deep. Express those emotions. Oh, and they're all but pressing on the back of your mouth to try to come out. Okay? We have the letters D, P. Okay. Sorry, D, P, E, A, M. I was say, am I going to see an N? You say, damn. Like, no, I did not. Okay, we have the medallions of Aries as well as Capricorn. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to where the season might be important to you. We have the Pegasus with the wings, and the upright means you understand you have the freedom to fly, the freedom to choose, the freedom to take flight, the freedom. In the reverse, it means, from our point of view, we have nowhere to fly, no decisions to make, nowhere to go. We are not masters of our own destiny. The perspective of which one's right for you, you would know best. Okay, Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. Okay, the situation, 7 of Cups, yeah. How you feel about that? The Hanged Man, no rush, you're funny. To consider, the Lovers, your Power card, good to see you. It's not just you, is it? How to handle it, Page of Cups, a little bit of openness there. Okay, okay. 7 of Cups, the situation, Open up, explore emotions. Be available. Dip into the cups a little bit. Options, maybe. The Hanged Man, how you feel about that? No rush. No rush. I'm still gaining perspective. I'm just gaining perspective right now. Leave me alone. I'm gaining perspective. I'm thinking about it. Okay? To consider, the Lovers, you. Strong connection. Page of Cups, how to handle it. A little bit of heart space there. Don't have to go all in. Just a little bit. That'll do. All right. 7 of Cups. I see that 7 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Queen of Cups. 6 of Wands. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, I imagine it would feel very good. From your emotional space, it's like, I'm craving something, Christina. The reason I'm considering about options or opening up is because I would like some love. Okay? I would like some love. I would like some affection. I would like some triumph, please. It would feel good. It would feel good to have some love and have some loving on me. That's all I'm saying. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. You know? If you're indeed the King or Queen of Cups, okay, open to giving and receiving love, you would like to receive. I'm assuming you'd like to give as well. But for now, the 9 of Cups, you would like to receive some good loving. Feel good about it too with the 6 of Wands. Yeah, that's why it's in your heart. The 7 of Cups, the feeling of opening up. You'd like some loving. You would. Long story short. It would make you feel, like I said, 6 of Wands, good. Triumphant in your own way. But, yeah. My only question for you, are you willing to give it? Other than that, I'd say, get out of Hanged Man. Let's go. Let's get this thing started. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean, you're showing me personal stuff, 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups. You would love to receive. Okay, but would you like to give? Other than that, I have no further questions. I have no further questions, Your Honor. And if you can answer that, then you know. You know about readiness. the willingness to try, the willingness to explore. All that information will be at your disposal so long as you can answer that. All right. The Hanged Man. Let's see the Hanged Man, please. How you feel about it? Love can wait. Love can wait. Okay. Yeah, you got something to think about. What's on your mind? Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, Two of Pentacles, how to get it started. Okay. Now, this is very you. I'm surprised you didn't show me the Two of Swords, but that's fine. We're overthinking, over-processing, specifically with the Two of Pentacles, hypothetical communication. That's it. So, Eight of Wands, Seven of Wands, you're like, but it has to be just right. It has to be just right. It has to be just right. These are my words we're talking about. It has to be just right. Oh, honey. Look, I got those sides of you competing over your dialogue and your language. What to say, how to say it, when to say it, how much. Like you're trying to pull data reports for your words. Do you got like pie charts and graphs and shit? I mean, like it's a lot. That's a lot. It looks like we are seriously over processing our words. I don't know if you're trying to minimize them. Like it's no big deal, or you're trying to blow it up. This is everything. Like somewhere in there, you're over-processing. So this is where I like to liken things to baking. If you over-process dough, what happens? It gets hard. It goes flat. You know. It underbakes. It overbakes. It's picky. It's tricky. So it's best to stick to a straightforward recipe or formula. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Simplify it. Keep it to the point. Because if that's all that's keeping you from doing all this, okay. Write out whatever it is you're trying to write out. Let it rest overnight or for another night. Look at it and then just be like, would I really want to send this? Whatever the language is, or put that call out there. I think you're working so hard to create a script when the script is already inside you. Okay? Yeah, I mean, you're fucking around. I'm sorry. You're messing around with your words too much. It's just way too much over processing. You got it. I already know the information that the words you have are inside you. I just know. If anything, you got too much material to work with. All right? So keep it to the point. Keep it simple. Express what you need to express, be it a thought, a feeling, or the inclination, or the suggestion of action. Just keep it there. All right? Whatever it is. The Lovers, that which to consider. Yourself. Yourself, yes. That strong connection. Once more, I'm not reading a them or they, or this is not a yours and theirs. This is strictly from your point of view. That isn't to suggest, however, that this doesn't deeply impact you or influence you in some way. Of course it does. Okay? The Star. Okay. Oh, the World, the Three of Pentacles. Tricky proposition, that. I respect it. So that would be why you're over-processing your words. I think you're trying to get things just so to suggest a certain outcome. Three of Pentacles, the World, the Star. You're saying it would mean, you're like, look, I respect cycles. I get cycles. I respect cycles. I understand things may have closed. I get that. It's cool. That's cool. I understand it. I respect cycles. But I don't know what you know about worlds. They're not just endings, they're beginnings. I wonder, I'm curious, I would propose maybe friendship now. Friendship should never try to replace a strong connection. I'm sure you know that. Okay, it can never be a substitute. Now, if you're putting that forward in the point of view of the Star, long-term vision, okay, short-term, immediate, upfront healing. The reason I never default to the Star's healing is because we've got plenty of cards in tarot that already indicate that. But in this context, the short-term effect healing, can you and I get on the same goal and or vision plan for some upfront cooperation, friendship, common ground, shared ground, common interest, that kind of thing. That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. So something to consider. Manage expectations. Keep it real. Keep the intent clear. All right? And then maybe in time, if the other person chooses to cooperate, once more, the lovers emphasize choice. If they choose to cooperate, it's like, yeah, I could see some healing with you. Yeah. I can see being friendly with you. Mm-hmm. And if it's a no, then it's a no. All right? It's almost like here with the over-processing of your words, you're afraid of coming on too strong. I don't see that at all. But you do hope you can get into a cooperative state, I believe, for building in a particular direction. Once more, Three of Pentacles can be a starting place or a springboard for other activity, but we got to get the basics down. We got to get the mechanics down. Okay? And the cooperation down before we can figure out where it's springing. Is it a Six of Cups? Are we going to try to get this back into a lover state? Like, what's going on? Okay? All right. Page of Cups. How to handle it. Open up your heart space a little bit, a little more vulnerability there, a little bit more emotionality, simple emotional expression. Like I said, keep it. See, there you are again, the lovers. Seven of Swords. The Hermit, see? Okay. If we can kind of conquer our fears here, not give in to them with the Seven of Swords, and there's no reason not to. The Hermit here can kick the Seven of Swords ass any day. The Hermit that's absolutely my best indicator or signal for healing. If we can kind of squash down those fears and thoughts and the misgivings, the lover's connection, a little bit of love in this can go a long way. Okay? I know you're in this. I see it. And you're saying this is one of those connections that impacted you hard. Okay, that means you had the same effect on them. And while you are trying to respect the world, the idea is common cause, can we get along? That would mean a lot to me. And you mean it. You do. You mean it. But you're also saying if the cycle stands as a closed door, I respect that too. So how to handle it? A little bit of emotion that expresses some of these things. Not too much, not too little, just right. Okay? It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Not too much, not too little. Not too hard, not too soft. Well, that sounds like it was going in a... that's not how... No, that's not how we were trying to take that dialogue. But you know what I mean. Just right. Just so. Yeah, there's the lovers again. Seven of Swords, the Hermit. Yeah. Yeah. This could open up in a good way. Okay? For some of you, December. Okay? Not saying absolutely, but December, if you think about it, it's right around the corner. What is December? It's a couple weeks. Yeah, December. Okay. You got it. You got it. I'm not really sure what you want out of this. You showed me your effort and your hope, your deep desire here, short-term, upfront effects. Can we just agree to get along, cooperate, call each other friends? Fine. Long-term, though, I still see you deeply desirous of this connection in its strongest form. So if that's true, I would just ask you to be aware of that. Because as you two springboard from the Three of Pentacles and perhaps into something more meaningful, we need to be aware, okay? Is it being returned? But other than that, that's another reading for another day. You strongly feel that this is your person, and you're willing to do what it takes to kind of get along with them. Again, I'm not telling you to do shit. You don't have to. If you're that person that I'm confused, it's not your reading. Please understand that. If it confuses you or you feel repulsed, it can't be your reading. It just can't be. Okay? I'm looking at a Gemini who the way I've seen it through your eyes, you very much want it to be your reading. Okay? Six, the cosmic womb, the divine feminine. For some of you, you identify as the divine feminine, or from your point of view, as your counterpart. Your counterpart, with the lovers here twice, you feel that this is your divine feminine. Someone who's highly intuitive, has the maternal energy, Someone who contains all the mystery of the universe within herself or her person. Okay. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. 14. Some of you feel like you... Sorry. There's no reason for that. Drifter, okay, fine. And it caused me to pause. 14, again, Sagittarius season, December. Now, actually, but we'll be in December in a couple weeks. Not even that. Experiencing life as it comes. Some of you feel like you've been drifting, or you experience life as it comes, and experience, are you emphasizing experience of a lifetime, and there's a drifting of it? We're trying to get back to it. Anyway, I'm sorry, what pause is because I heard set a bliss on memory. Set adrift on memory bliss. Excuse me. Set adrift on memory bliss. PM dawn. Yes. Classic. Fucking love that one. All right. That's a good one. 6, 14. We have V, G, O, D, K. We have the medallion of Aries as well as Pisces and Scorpio. You might have any of these very strong placements within your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons, which might be important to you. Okay, I did a time check. Okay, no, we're good. Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Yours was very interesting. I like it a lot. There's a lot of material here for you to work with. Your opening told me a lot. It did. And then after that, you got very practical, very down to earth, how to approach this. So for somebody who was like, I want love. I want all love to... Okay, realistically though, how do I approach this? Okay, so again, know what you want from it. Okay. And, you know, if they say yes, if they acquiesce, give it the time, energy, space it needs. But make sure that you understand you're on point with them about its growth. Okay? All right. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what's up? What's going on? Show me Libra, please. What's up, Libra? The situation. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, time. Okay, how you feel about it? Ace of Wands. Okay, the Lovers. Okay, to take into consideration. Gemini, same card, same position. They're a power card, but I promise you I shuffle the heck out of these. Many times in between takes. Never mind what you see. In other words, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. How to handle it. Knight of Pentacles. Be cool. Be cool, bro. Be cool, sis. You got this. Move at a steady pace. You'll be all right. Okay. Wheel of Fortune situation. Time has passed. Something's catching up to you on your timeline in present day. How you feel about it? Ace of Wands. You're excited. A lot of people, they see that Wheel of Fortune like, oh shit, now what? What's catching up to me now? You went, hell yeah. Let's do it. Ace of Wands. And your feeling is like, time caught up to me. Oh, here this is. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Let's do this. You're turned on. You're excited. You're filled with hope and possibility and possibly passion. To consider the Lovers, strong connection here. Knight of Pentacles, how to handle it. Be cool. Go slow, but be consistent. Consistent in a plan. Knight of Pentacles doesn't mean slow to the point of being sloppy. On the contrary, the whole benefit of going slow is that you have a plan and you look like you know what you're doing. Right? So just steady on. Just steady on. Okay? Knights of Swords, Knights of Wands, they can be largely attributed to being sloppy, impulsive. Knight of Swords is not the best knight in terms of handling strong connections. And then the Knight of Cups, it can be very soft, romantic, poetic. But still, we're looking at the Knights of Pentacles here, so that suggests steady. Be steady, have a plan, be consistent, stick to it. We'll see. Okay. All right. Your message has been blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Home Care. Decided to switch it up from lawn care. No. This is a different Our Lady. This is the one that you make offerings to when it's time to do something to your property. Oh boy. So I don't know who's doing what, but I can hear it. And if you can, well, just want to let you know. That's the background noise. Oh, yes. Our Lady of Perpetual Home Care requires constant offerings. Yes. When you hear it, you hope it's like aesthetic. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm putting in that, or I'm giving that a paint cover. And then there's like, I have to replace or repair that. Nobody likes that one. Oh, yeah, I gotta replace the roof. Nobody wants to deal with that. I know. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. King of Swords, Eight of Wands, Five of Wands. Communication. Difficult. King of Swords, you're looking at something logically. It's almost like you're trying to prep for it. Logically, rationally, I expect this, okay? It's like it would make sense if it happened, okay? Eight of Wands, Five of Wands. You say it's perfectly reasonable and or logical. That's very calm of you. No, it's very logical. It's like it is perfectly probable to anticipate difficult response or communication or have my communication rejected. Okay. It's like that could happen. And the wheelhouse of possibilities, it is possible that if I put communication out there, you know, it might cause some tension. Or it might be met with tension. Well, that's true. Anything's possible. That's true. But I like the way you're looking at it very logically. Logically, that could happen. You're right. It could. Time has passed. I mean, I could not be met with the results I want. I could be met with combativeness, negativity, pushback, something. You're saying you've thought about that. Okay, you're smart. King of Swords, you thought about it. It's like, it's possible. Yes, it is. It is possible. That's true. Ace of Wands. Time has caught up to you. And I see you logically looking at communication that may not go over so well. And it's like, how you feel about it? You're like, Ace of Wands. I'm still excited. Okay. Okay. And it also tells me then by implication, the last time perhaps you put communication out there, it didn't go so well. And you're saying time has caught up to you and the same possibility exists. That's true. That's true. That is absolutely true. A strong indicator of future actions, okay, will be based on past. What have you experienced in the past? If there's no change, then you can expect the same results. But time has passed. You wonder if you can anticipate different results. I'm curious. I'm curious. Look at you go. Who put on their thinking cap today? Ace of Wands. Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Swords. God, we're so scared. We're very scared. We're very scared that whatever it is we're trying to do here might be rejected. That's a lot of fears, and yet, for some reason, you remain excited. That is wild. You have a lot of fears. Nine of Swords, Three of Swords. You're terrified of rejection. Ace of Pentacles, something substantial here. But you are so excited. You are still lit. You are still phenomenally lit. That's amazing. Typically, I see that much fear. People like, I'm out. That's it. They smother their fires. They put out the campfire. They're like, I'm done. Never mind. I'm going to back away from that shit. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because I cannot begin to take... A little bit of Nine of Swords can be enough to take anybody out. Never mind a 9 and a 3. But you're showing me a heightened fear around rejection. You know, the Ace of Pentacles, whatever it is you're putting forward, possibly trying to receive, but I see you putting it forward. Again, it's your collective reading. You still remain excited. Ace of Wands. You do. Well, bless you. That is so freaking sweet. It's sweet. I'm scared. It's like, I'm just trying to show nerve at this point. Well, there's something to that. Kind of tells me what this means to you. To consider the Lover's connection. Is that why your enthusiasm remains high? And you're right, in a way. You're kind of saying you're just saying it another way. What's the worst that can happen? Whatever it is I say or do is rejected. True. That is true. Fair. The Lovers. Ace of Cups, Four of Wands, Knight of Swords. But you're like, it could be everything though. And because it could be everything, I'm thinking, who gives a fuck? I'm going to do it anyway. I like your spirit. I do. I like your thinking. I like your I like it. I like how you showed me logic and reasoning. It's like, oh yeah, highly probable. Highly probable. This is so you. You know, yes, it's very highly probable. Absolutely. Communication the last time in the past, Wheel of Fortune, dial it back. You know, last time I put something out there, didn't go so well. It was blocked, it was rejected, or it caused an argument, maybe. Okay, time has passed. You're like, and the same could happen today. I love that. That is so logical. Working through the anxiety. Excellent. Well done. That's absolutely right. You're like, what's the worst that can happen? I've already been through it. Excellent. I love that. I respect that so much. And I was like, but that's incredible you didn't put your fire out. Because like, it's really anxious though. Even knowing what I know is still anxious. Yeah. Because it means a lot to you. You don't want whatever this is you're putting forward to be rejected. Now, I'm glad that you have pre-existing exposure on this subject. Because without it, I don't know. I don't know that you would have put this forward. Or you're about to. That's up to you. I'm glad you have pre-existing exposure, although I'm sure back then it hurt. Might have been very painful. It caused friction. But because you've had that pre-existing exposure, you also know then when it's worth your while to shoot your shot. And you won't be stopped. I'm thankful for that because a lot of people would stop dead in their tracks right there. Never mind with that. But because you know what it's like, because you've had that exposure, you're like, what's the worst that could happen? Fair. So that to consider that strong connection that calls to you, Four of Wands, Ace of Cups, it represents so much. Not just the strength of the connection, the chemistry around it, which is already going to be quite high, but you're also saying, hey, man, there's a possibility for real love there. Four of Wands. I'd be stupid not to. So Knight of Swords, I see you deploying your particular knight to handle that. Okay, interesting night. But perhaps you want to say what you need to say just so. Okay. But yeah, there's your forward mind again. Sword represents the thought, the communication, and the action. It's been with you since the opening. Okay, that to consider. You'd approach this. It goes beyond the lover's connection, but also what it could potentially represent. Love, strong love in a relationship. Okay? Of equal meaning and significance to these two. So the Four of Wands with the lovers, ideally it's mirrored back. Okay. They would feel the same way. So it's kind of like, you know what? It's got to be worth it. So that to consider, is it worth it? And from your point of view, it absolutely fucking is. So, all right, Knights of Pentacles, how to handle it. All right, let's see that Knight of Pentacles. The opening bit was tricky. I really like the way you handled that, though. It's like, oh, you know what? I did this in the past, and these were the results, and here I am again in present day. I know what the worst is. I know what the worst is. You know? They say no, or they don't say anything at all. Okay. I'm still going to try, though. I respect how your Ace of Wands is so much stronger than the fear. That's really admirable. Good job. Good job not getting lost to the fear. Fear of rejection, like I said. That can freak people out. But we've had enough exposure to rejection. It's one of the things that can give you some of the best tools for your life. So many people go out of their way to avoid rejection. And so they'll never really know what it's like to push past it and achieve higher goals because they won't allow themselves to experience that hurt and allow it to scar over and become tough tissue. No, they're like, no, I don't want any hurts, any owies. Then you'll never really get anything done. If it means nothing to you, then you're not taking any risks or chances either. So what are you learning? Not much. Knights of Pentacles. So I really respect your spirit here, Libra. I really do. I'm loving this. Knight of Pentacles. The Sun. Four of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Continue to keep yourself open. There's something here about careful building. Know what you're doing. Okay, be consistent. Above all, they're showing me consistency, consistency, consistency. Once you start stepping in this direction and you activate it, we're going to need to emphasize consistency, perhaps to the point of stubbornness. I'm not saying being slow to the point of stubbornness. I'm saying consistency in action, or how you're building into this with a certain diligence. Be diligent about it. The Sun, Page of Cups, particularly keeping yourself open to this and allowing yourself to be happy and being in touch with that feeling of happiness. You're doing this for a reason. You are achieving results. So be consistent in your delivery and how you connect to this, and you'll be okay. That's it. That's all there is to it. Keep the Sun in mind, the happiness in mind. Yeah, don't be stubborn about being slow. A lot of people think if I just go slow, it's a safety net. No, that can just cause very drawn out, elaborate pain. No, going slow guarantees nothing. In fact, one of the best ways to disconnect from a strong connection is going too slow and making a point of it, instead of going with what feels naturally right and organic between those two people. What I'm seeing here is your process. Once you start it, once you set it in motion, be consistent. Okay, and connecting to it, building into it, how you perceive it, and planning around it. That's all. That's all. Okay. No. Yeah, I was like, I'm taking it slow. And those some people are like, they or whoever they are broke up with me. I was like, how slow were you taking it? I saw them once a week. Yeah. You're too slow for me, honey. How am I supposed to figure out if I'm having a real connection with you if I'm seeing you at such a slow pace? See what I'm saying? Speed guarantees nothing. If you rush in too fast, yeah, there's a good chance it won't work. You go too slow, good chance that won't work either. You've got to find the natural pace or rhythm with somebody. And here, for that you to consider, is that something here speaks to you as potentially being someone who can keep stride with you. Emotionally, spiritually, well, sexually, all that. Anyway, you got a lot to work with in your reading today. I like it a lot. I particularly admire your spirit, and above all, I like your thinking. I do. It's very clever, it's very smart, it's very intelligent. I like your thinking. What is this? Stranger, Curiosity, 53. Repairing the Veil, Forgiveness. Okay. Repairing the Veil, 45. Forgiveness. Repairing the Veil, Stranger, Curiosity. We've changed. We've much changed, but we're approaching this perhaps as someone who's different. Showing curiosity. Being open. It's a stranger, but we're repairing the veil. Forgiveness. Whatever the situation is, we're approaching it as a different person. And that can make all the difference. Again, we can get different results so long as we approach something differently. You yourself are approaching this very differently. Repairing the veil is interesting. 53-45 could be a known situation, okay? That once upon a time perhaps was torn asunder. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the indication of the butterfly for some of you, perhaps it represents a time of transformation. Excuse me. Okay. We have B, S, K. We have the medallion of Gemini. So again, if you have any Gemini in your chart, check theirs out. Scorpio and Capricorn. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you. Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Taurus, please. The situation. Oh, the Lovers. How you feel about it? Queen of Cups. To consider. The King of Wands. How to handle it. Queen of Pentacles. Oh. Well, you have a lot of sides to you. Good. Good. That means you know how to use your elements accordingly. The only thing well, actually, no, that's not true either. The Lovers is air. So if you have any Gemini in your chart, well, you know what? You might be a very, very diversified Taurus. You got a little bit of this, you got a little bit of that. That's great, though. I like it. Yeah, you're showing me all the elements, yeah. Oh, the Lovers, the situation. We'll take a look at that, but long story short, strong connection. How you feel about it? Big feels. Queen of Cups, you know. You actually feel quite a bit for it, okay? To consider, King of Wands. Your fiery self, your more passionate self, okay? What's going on in there? What is that feedback? What does that look like? It's something to consider. How to handle it, Queen of Pentacles. And then we go back to your more earthian division. Realistically speaking, practically speaking, to invest in that kind of thing. So look at you. Oh my. You have a very diverse profile. You do. All right. What's going on? The Lovers. What's going on? Oh, goodness. Six of Wands. Oh, the Lovers twice. Oh, help us all. Oh, the Star. And you're here because my light's being funny. Sorry. Real life. That just happened there. Oh, technical difficulties. No, it's just desk lighting. It helps with the immediate area. Anyway, yeah. What's the problem? You don't need to be watching tarot. You need to go get your lover now. Bye. The Star, Six of Wands, the Lovers. Why are you here? Once we're having this talk, why are you here? Anyway, you deeply desire. This is not a yours and theirs. This is very much meant to be your point of view. Okay, but the Lovers does take two. It is a very strong connection, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, etc. It's here twice. So how you feel about it is how they feel about it. There will be some sort of influence to some extent, but primarily do keep in mind this is about your point of view, your thoughts, your feelings. But yes, the influence is with you. Okay? The influence is with you. It surrounds you. You're breathing it. It's down your throat. Like, that's how strong that is. It's yeah. Yeah. It's with you all day, every day. And you're like, tell me about it. And the Stars there, it's like, I dream about them constantly, Christina. It's driving me crazy. But it's the right kind of crazy because it's Six of Wands. It also makes you feel good. So why are you here? And honestly, seems to be like you need to be with them like 24/7. The Star, now the dream, the desire is really, really high for you. Really high. You're all but shaking with it. Okay. And that means whoever your counterpart is, they feel it too in their own way. Absolutely. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. There might be some, look at all that strong Gemini here, Aquarius. Okay, you could have that in your chart. Could be connecting to. Yeah, I don't know, but there might be some activity at the start of the year. More towards this Aquarius season, but anyway, let's move on. Queen of Cups. How you feel about it? Well, Christina, love. Okay. Well, makes sense. Imagine that. You love your lover. Oh. I know. Stranger things have happened, honey. I know. Queen of Cups. You know, I just noticed that in this deck. I've had it for years. This is the Golden Tarot. Very nice, very classic. I just now noticed it for the first time. That's interesting. Put the symbol of Scorpio in there. Okay. Actually associated more so with the King of Cups, but that's fine. Just FYI, you might have some Scorpio in there too. Why not? Like I said, you're a very diversified Taurus. Okay. Five of Wands. Queen of Swords, Six of Swords. Ah, but alas, your heart is aching for more than one reason. Five of Wands, Queen of Swords, Six of Swords. My advice to you is to let that pass. Not your lover. This is something else. Oh, this someone is not so nice. It hurts your heart. They had harsh words. Harsh words, harsh actions. Actions. It looks like they're still in the process of exiting your heart space. How do you feel about this situation? You're strongly connected to it. Your heart acknowledges it. Okay. But at the same time, it's preoccupied with a certain sadness. kind of a very bitter, perhaps not so sweet, but bitter exiting that's done so by choice. It was not done very nice, a little harsh. There's some harshness in there. As someone parts ways with you, it seems they had some sharp words. Combative, 5 of Wands, 6 of Swords. They're on the way out, and therefore not going to be taking up so much real estate in your heart from this point forward, it seems. Okay. To consider, King of Wands. Let's see that King of Wands, please. Two of Pentacles. Strength, Page of Pentacles. You have a choice. You do. There's choice in all things. To consider, though, your fire, your passion, where it's best suited. You have a choice. Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, they both represent a force of strength. How will you use it? You do have a choice. Yeah. You could use your strength to invest in one direction or the other. One is exiting, but it seems if you wanted to, with strength of will, you could try to reinvest in it again and bring it back towards you. Or you could use that strength of will and possibly invest in that strong connection for which you feel so strongly attuned to, but currently is not with you, it seems. Okay? But you have a choice in all things. Absolutely. It's just how best suited is your strength. I got a lot of Leo right there. Where would you take initiative? What would you protect? What fires you up? Okay. Where to put the best use of your strength? Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, you have a choice. Use that strength, keep that person from fully exiting. Or up here, where you resonate so strongly with a spirit like you that you all but shake with it sometimes at night. Oh my. Queen of Pentacles, how to handle it, where to put that investment. See, that makes a lot more sense now. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, the Empress, Page of Wands. You already know what's right for you. Let's not question that too deeply. In terms of best use of your fire, your source of strength, your initiative, okay, your will, the strength of your will, the strength of your heart's conviction, you already know where it's best suited. Okay? The Queen of Cups is there. So this represents a more fuller heart space. The one that best preoccupies your heart. The one that exits or the one that calls to you. That's who is your person. That's who you invest in. It's very maternal, very protective, very loving. You get to decide when and where and how to open up to that. It seems to me someone here wants to exit, or they're making a show of it. Like I said, it's a little sharp. But somehow you still see it as something that you could put yourself into, maybe bring them back. Honey, somebody made such a strong declarative, I don't know. It is a little provoking, though. Maybe they want you to try on purpose. I don't know. That would imply a kind of game. I don't know. It seems to me you're not interested in games. You're interested in the strength of love, dare I say. Dare I be so Oprah-esque? Real unconditional love. So, what could love you unconditionally? You get to choose. Okay? That's the good investment. That's you. That's Taurus. Now, you might have a very diversified chart, but at the end of the day, okay, you need to concern yourself with the longevity of your investment. What is worthy of you? Unconditional love or something that stabbed you on the way out the door. You know. Now, granted, the Lovers is there twice. That one's not going to be the easiest, right? But if it challenges you in the right ways and loves you while it's challenging you in the right ways, there's something there then, you know? It's not hard just for the sake of being hard. It's not harsh just for the sake of it. We're in the business of building each other up, not tearing each other down. Putting the other person in a position of chasing or, you know. It's either love or it's not. It's either fruitful or it's not. One of these bridges you will not cross. The sky bridge is in reverse. One of these represents a non-union. So here the idea is the possibility of union. One of them, no. 47, which in the reflection would be 74. 1111. Anything else, please? 42, the net caster preparations come to fruition. Casting a wide net, but the right net. Yes? Be mindful of what it is you're trying to catch. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. 34. Your ancestors are trying to guide you. Yeah. Out there in the mountain. Embrace it all. That's what I say. But listen to the voices of your ancestors. Very earthian. Okay. W. T. We have them. You. I have the Medine of Taurus, Gemini. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Like very strong Gemini here. Yeah. You, even if it's a critical placement, it's still one critical placement. It can make a big difference. Particularly if you ever find yourself, you're that Taurus where you feel like you're in conflict with your own sense of self, duality. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Trying to consolidate yourself into that. And then also who could match you in that way? Who could match your complexity? Who would understand your complexity? And who would challenge you without harming you? Who challenges you because they love you? And you, them. Okay? Yeah. You know? Who can give back to you as good as you give? But yeah. Trying to reconcile yourself to that. Going beyond what's just practical and reasonable. But also idealism, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We have the Pegasus, yes, wings. Yours in the upright. The freedom to choose, and so you do. You have a choice here. The freedom to choose, the freedom to take flight, is that masculine energy, the choice, the choose to fly. And then the infinity loop. Yeah, well, that one's here bonded, absolutely. What's interesting to me is that you seem to be aware that you have a choice, and I want you to take that into deep consideration. Okay, so the one that makes you vibrate, okay, from top to bottom. Or that one who's like, I'm out. I want you to know I'm out. Maybe you come chase me. Anyway, it's up to you. Taurus, honey, I hope that helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Virgo. Birds. Oh, we're singing a song right now. What's going on? Show me, Virgo, please. Situation. 3 cups. How you feel about that? Page of Swords. Okay. To consider. The 7 of Swords. How to handle it. You. Trust yourself. The Hermit. You'll be okay. You know enough about the situation and about yourself, frankly. If you want to connect to this, you will. If it's not right for you, then you won't. That's it. You know, that's it. 3 cups is a situation to connect or reconnect. Should I? Should I not? Should I leave it alone? Should I try? Should I keep trying? Something like that. How you feel about it? Page of Swords. You're keeping an eye on the situation. To consider the 7 of Swords. What are we not trying to see here? 7 of Swords. Our mind keeps trying to avoid something. What is that? How to handle it, the Hermit. You know how to handle this. You do. You've walked the path. in some way you're experienced with this. You walk the path. If it's a good thing on your path, if it's a good point of connectivity on your path, then do it. If there's problems with it, give it more of a thought. Or if you know, no, then it's a no. Okay? That's it. I don't think we got to look too far today. I feel like you already know the answer. This is either yes or no for you. 3 Cups is a situation. Let's see that 3 Cups, please. Once more, keeping in mind, I might say the influence of others, but this is primarily, absolutely your perspective, your feeling. Okay? The Sun, 2 of Swords, 9 of Cups. 2 of Swords is there. It looks so necessary. It looks really unnecessary through my eyes, that 2 of Swords. It's like the insistence upon confusion. I really need to see your 7 of Swords. Otherwise, if it weren't for that 2 of Swords, I'd be like, you're fine. It just makes you happy. But then you put that 2 of Swords in there, it's like, does it though? Virgo. The Sun, 9 of Cups. It would deeply please you to connect with this. But then you're like, 2 of Swords? Insistence upon confusion. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. But why? Why? I'm keeping an eye on it. Page of Swords. I mean, I have to ask you again. What do you feel about it? You just told me it would make you deliriously happy to connect with that, reconnect, maybe, whatever. But 2 of Swords, and then you're like, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong about my own happiness. Virgo. Virgo. Page of Swords. I mean, you do what you want to do. You're a big Virgo, but I have one small negative element that's holding back all this positive emotion. Four of Cups. Page of Swords, 7 of Wands. You're so afraid that you'll be hurt. That's why you keep an eye on the situation. You keep the eye on the possibility, but you don't actually interact with it. Not yet. No, it's not an accusation. It's just what's here, guys. It's from your point of view. You're terrified of being hurt if you let your guard down. That's why. Because as much as there is a prospect of personal, simple fucking joy, 9 of Cups in the Sun, that simple, beautiful joy that you personally can tune into at the idea of reconnecting to this, that confusion breaks off into a Page of Swords twice. So here we have the 2, and then it gets reduced to 2 Pages of Swords, broken down. We keep an eye on the situation. We don't interact. The Page of Swords doesn't interact. They just keep an eye. 4 Cups, 7 of Wands. If we let our guard down, we could be hurt. We could be disappointed. 7 of Swords to consider. That which we try not to look at too deeply. Our mind kind of skitters away from that idea. 7 of Swords. Let's see it. The Chariot. Page of Cups. The Hanged Man. It's like if you think about it too long, this is why your mind breaks away from the subject. You're afraid you'll do something foolish, or that you'll just go straight forward in a direction with, gosh. Goodness me. The mind is, that's why I got to get away from the thought. To consider 7 of Swords. You have a very active 7 of Swords. I usually don't see it that active. Wow. Every conceivable time this comes up, your mind deflects it. Often. No. Move away from that thought. Let it go. Let it alone. Don't think about it too deeply for too long. You'll drive yourself crazy. Emotionally, you're feeling crazy. The Chariot, Page of Cups. It's like, get away from that thought. Get away from the thought. Because it's like, if I get lax on this, I might actually do it. Okay. The Chariot, Page of Cups, with some sense of force, just open up even in the smallest of ways. And you're like, that's, if I linger in that feeling too long, I'm afraid it'll happen. So you constantly force your mind off that subject. How many times? Oh, I can't even imagine how many times you've done this. How about, let's start with a day. How many times a day? How many times a week? How many times a month have you done this? That is a very active Seven of Swords. So they're asking you to think about that. How many times a day have you sidestepped that subject, that feeling specifically? Well, what kind of stays your hand, what binds you, is this fear of being hurt, so you don't let your guard down. That's translated into more than one thing. You really don't let your guard down, particularly your mental guard. You get too friendly with the feeling, you just might do it, right? So you are always on guard. That's no joke. How to handle it, you, the Hermit. So are these really fears, or are they actually absolutes? Because from my point of view, it looks like fears. But you seem to interact with this whole process like it's an absolute, like you absolutely know you're going to be hurt or disappointed. Then why do you consider it at all? The Hermit, how to handle it. Three of Cups. Three of Swords. Ace of Wands. What you feel has to be bigger than the fear of rejection. That's it. I knew they were going to point it right back at you. As soon as I put that card down, it's like, it's Three of Cups. And it's literally the fear of the mind, not an absolute. Fear of the mind. Right here. It splinters off. It starts to divide and grow. Fear of the mind. The Hermit. You're so much bigger than this, Virgo, honey. I know you are. You know you are, too. I'm looking at you. You know you're bigger than this. Rejection is a possibility in all things. If we're constantly afraid of it, we will do nothing, and therefore get the same result. Okay? If this was so bad for you, it wouldn't be in your mind. It wouldn't be in your heart. You would have shown me the other shit, you know? All I can see for you is a very advanced and fancy fear of, what if it hurts me if I try? Again, I'm not trying to pick on you. It's either yours or it's not. It's just the how to handle it. You, honey. You. Look at you. Do you know, if you've been around the channel, you've heard me say it, and for those of you who haven't, the Hermit, your power card, in case you did not know that, then you would be really new to tarot. But this is your power card. And I say it all the time. There's lots of cards in tarot that indicate healing. Yours is the one I trust the most. Always. Because this is insight, reflection, knowledge, wisdom, and healing based on walking the path, not avoiding it. Avoiding the path is not your thing. Okay? If you understand something's on your path and you want it, and you understand it's good for you or it could be good for you, you'll do it. But you most certainly don't get that wisdom, reflection, and insight by avoiding it. It's not who you are. So if you had given me an absolute reason to avoid this, I would have said, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Had you shown me some world shit or death stuff or the devil stuff, I'd be like, you know what? Look, I got it. You got urges you're still struggling with? You know? These aren't urges. This is something here that you haven't really fully allowed yourself to give full energy to because of the fear of rejection. So how to handle it is the Three of Cups. See that for what it is. Rejection is a possibility, not a given. It's not an absolute. You won't know until you put yourself forward and the correct corresponding energy forward to find out. If you approach this with a sense of failure or defeat, you will get those results. But if you approach this with a truly open spirit and a strong sense of self, you might be able to connect to this without pain. I understand fear of rejection is normal. I gotta get over it. You know, that's up to you. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I still maintain my stance from the opening. You'll be fine. You just gotta remember who the hell you are. But yeah, if you approach this with that kind of, I'm assuming I'll get hurt attitude, it's gonna show. So when you can take full possession of you, and you're like, you know what? I can do this, and I can do this with positive energy. That's how you handle it. That's how you go about business. Okay? "46, root girl, the disowned self." See, that's what I'm saying. You are discrediting yourself, my friend. You are 1,000% discrediting. There's that earth energy, the disowned self. It's like you're disowning yourself. Like you're giving yourself zero credit for having some experience. You're giving yourself zero credit for being able to handle shit. You can handle shit. Give yourself the credit, dude. Sis, 46, the disowned self. Stop trying to separate the bigger part of you. It's like, no, I don't want that guy to exist. He knows too much. Yeah, he does know too much. The Hermit's always going to push back on some Seven of Swords, Page of Swords crap. Always. It's like, that part of me knows too much, and it's going to talk sense into me, and I don't want to hear that. No, it's because your fears are trying to take over. Don't allow it to happen. The bigger part of you knows better. Knows better. Okay? Stop trying to disown yourself. Let the Hermit, you, do its job. Seven of Swords is nothing compared to who you are. Nothing. You've had high stakes energy before. You had high stake decisions before. I don't even know this is high stakes. Just maybe that's how you feel. It's like, it would make me so deeply, deeply satisfied and happy, and it fucking terrifies me for that reason. Okay, that might be high stakes to you. All the more reason, stop disowning yourself. That Hermit in you knows better. Okay. 46. Anything else here, please? No. Come on. Gathering around. 26. The power of community. You're not alone. You have so much around you. You really do. Use that to your advantage. You know a lot. You're connected to a lot. Gathering around. You have the power of others behind you and around you. Okay. 26. You have a lot of experience there. Life has taught you a lot, and it's taught you a lot about connectivity and the power of it. Why would this be any different? Because it's personal? I know, it's different when it's personal, yeah? But still, you know what it is to connect. F, P, we have the medallion of Libra. You might have some very strong Libra in your chart. Could be connecting to it. This season might be important to you. We have the wolf in the upright. Sometimes you feel like you're howling at the moon. Some of you are feeling territorial. Okay? And some of you are trying to listen to your more intuitive selves, and it feels weird and strong, instinctual. Maybe even animal-like, but nonetheless, it's still in tune with the earth. 10 of Pentacles, the Tree of Life. You're connected to a lot, but something here calls to you to expand your world, okay? To include it more. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? What's going on? Show me Capricorn, please. Alrighty. Okay. The situation, 9 of Cups. How you feel about it, the Empress. To consider, 6 of Wands. How to handle it, 4 of Wands. You're good. Bye. Don't need to be here. No, clarify and I'll see the stuff. There's always stuff, but you're fine. You look good to me. I'm happy for you. I really am. Goodness me, you get some tough readings sometimes, but I'm always kind of comforted by the fact knowing Capricorn can take it. Doesn't mean you like it, but I know you can handle it. But no, this one's all you, baby. All you. 9 of Cups. The situation is that you feel like wish fulfillment is being achieved, or it is achieved. Okay, how you feel about it, the Empress? This makes you feel very complete, very full, very satisfied. The Empress, empowered, beautiful, resplendent, loving and protective, empowered. To consider, Six of Wands, okay? Achievement, triumph, maybe some ego stuff. Okay, fine. We'll look at it. How to handle it, Four of Wands. Don't fix what ain't broke. Some sort of relationship here. Relationship, once more, is two people define it. So I don't know how you two have defined it, or you're in that process now of defining it. I don't know, but it's happening. Okay? Something here is absolutely building up. Okay. Nine of Cups, the situation. You seem to be satisfied. I'm not saying you're perfect. No, there's no such thing. I wouldn't want to ever meet with somebody who's self-identified as being perfect. Can you imagine? But yeah, for the most part, you're showing me satisfaction for the self. You are personally pleased. And I like to tell people this is not a yours and theirs reading. Okay? This is all about you, what you're thinking and feeling. All right? We might have to process our thoughts and feelings towards someone else, but for the most part, it's about ourselves, yeah? Okay, Nine of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Yep, called it. You know, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. It's just, it really does speak for itself today. But I'll go. I'll keep going, yeah. I'll see something. I'll get a little salt on that margarita eventually. But yeah, you know, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. This is an active relationship. Like, it's being carved out as we speak. It's steady as hell, too. And you're like, I know. It's pretty awesome. As we speak, you are literally working on the security of this relationship, and it feels so fucking good. It's like, this is what I've always wanted. This is wish fulfillment, a sense of home, territory. This is mine. This is how I build into it. You're showing me you're quite comfortable in this. It's yours. From your point of view, it's yours, and you put your best into it every day. And you're also showing me that it's returned to you, which is good. I have an equal distribution of give and take here, 4 and 8. So this is wonderful. Well done. But personally, it pleases you very much. I'm happy for you. You look secure and just snug as a bug in a rug. You look great. So comfy, cozy. Yeah, you're building into this and defining it as we speak. Practice makes perfect. I think also, P.S. you two are very much working to contribute to the common household finances, bills, things like that. So you're in a prosperous phase between you and your person. You both work. Okay, you both contribute. Well done. All right, the Empress, how you feel about it? Feeling better, complete, empowered. Some of you, by the way, might be working on or towards a family. That's absolutely a possibility here. It could be nesting too. The Sun, Six of Cups, Queen of Wands. Once more, you don't really need to be here. But okay, the Empress, Queen of Wands, Six of Cups, the Sun. It's your person. You two are peas and carrots. Love it. I have to say, the more you show that Empress energy, the more attracted to you they are, which is lovely. They love seeing you glow and feel so just full and alive. You see it as a very practical, very common ground, common interest, me and this person. Finally, someone who understands my goals, and we work towards the same goals, and hell yeah, we build this thing up. But in terms of the internal emotional mechanisms, you two are soul bonded, Six of Cups. You bring joy into each other's lives. You're founded and grounded. You have gone above and beyond testing the waters. You know what this is. The both of you know what this is. But yeah, I actually see that Queen of Wands towards you. The more you show your empowerment and unconditional love, and the more relaxed you are, the more attracted to you they are. And that's beautiful. That's the way it should be, baby. Enjoy that. Okay? It's great. From whatever else I see from this point forward, you just keep on. All right. To consider, Six of Wands. Now, that's interesting. A sense of triumph for goals achieved? Absolutely. Hell yeah, I can see that. So if some of you were thinking about relationship building in terms of goals, this one's been achieved. Absolutely. I like the emotional expanse underneath the activity. The outer world, the inner world, they match. Just in different ways. You know, it's beautiful. So the Six of Wands, if some of you were just thinking of relationships in terms of goals, yeah, you can check that one off the list. All right. But is there anything else here to consider about the Six of Wands? Possibly in the realm of ego. Sure, why not? Right now I'm seeing triumph, and it should feel, excuse me, like triumph. Finding someone who's like you is not easy, right? Someone who can get on the same freaking page with. All right. Yeah, Ten of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So, that's interesting to consider. Ten of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, losses over time can lead to brand new beginnings. Think about that. Think about your triumph in present day. So it is triumph here. Okay, success, as I see. Think about your current day success in this goal of yours. This relationship goal. You got it. Where did that come from? There's something about that. Ten of Swords, that sense of endings, painful endings or failures in the past. If you perceive it that way. Wheel of Fortune, time past. Those things end sometimes because it allows us to begin other things. I want you to think about that from time to time. Had this in the past not ended or whatever, would you have ever been in the position or opportunity to accept this? You did a good one here. You got a good one. So for those of you who have outstanding painful memories, let it go. You don't need it. Be grateful they happened. It's hard to say that. It's like, how dare you? No. Without pain or endings, we don't know what is meant to begin. So for any of you, over time, you've really struggled to let those old endings go. Just make your peace with it. You don't need it. You don't need the pain. You don't need the anger. You don't need the outrage. If you had continued to carry those elements with you, you never would have walked into this or said yes to this, because you wouldn't have known what your worth was. Okay? Someone who doesn't know their worth stays trapped in negative feelings of the past, which you could have done, but you chose not to. So you are showing me triumph, and you should feel triumphant. Okay? You moved on. You understand that things have to end, and bad things have to happen in order for the good things to begin, you know? That's the way of it. You got a good one here. You keep on keeping on. Four of Wands, how to handle it. It's a relationship. Like I said, don't fix what ain't broke. You know, steady on. Anything else, please? Knight of Wands, Judgment. Yeah, Nine of Wands. This is something about, this is your due. And next time, if there's a next time, I hope there isn't a next time. I don't want you, this is good. But if you ever have a next time on anything, try not to resist your judgment calls so much. Try not to resist your lessons so much, things will come to you faster. Ooh. Damn. Judgment's like, yeah, we got you on this one. This was your due, but also next time don't resist your lessons so much. Things will get things to you faster. So I don't know how long it took you to kind of get past the failings or the ailings and the endings of the past before you got dialed into the right one, but it took a while. So there's a little issue there, a little complaint, if you will. Complaint, let's rephrase that. There's a little note from the universe. Dear Capricorn, if we ever need you to change again or learn a lesson, try not to put up so much resistance. We can fix things for you faster. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, but keep on. Keep on. Also, resist the impulse to move things too fast. Right now, we got everything here in a good pace. Okay? Which is good. Don't disrupt that flow. It's good. Let it build. Resist any temptation to push the build faster than it already is. It's already at a good pace, so that's a little extra cherry on top for some of you. But yeah, that's interesting. You had a very interesting slot there, things to consider. But it's very nice to get this for you. I'm curious about when this started, so if you identify with this, please let me know. For some of you, it might have been your past, your past Earth season, so that would have been Virgo. Yours is upcoming as the next earth sign. Okay. So I don't quite know. And for others of you, there's heavy markers here to indicate last spring. That would line up to this as well. But I'm just glad to see that it's in motion. It feels comfortably in motion. In fact, the more you glow, the more your person's just crazy about you. And once more, it's not a yours and theirs. It's just from your honest perception. That seems to be what you're experiencing, and that's phenomenal. You can see it for yourself. It's not a mystery to you. You understand. Excellent. 40. Mindful group thing. So colorful. Okay. Being mindful. Being aware of the groupthink, okay? Honoring your own sense of creativity, colorful structures, how you put things together, how you compose things specifically. But groupthink. Also, working to blend in with others. Huh. That's interesting. Do you feel like you're better connected to people like you? Well, clearly you have a partner that is. But be mindful of the groupthink. Understand that you can stand on your own way color-wise, but it looks like you're working to blend into a particular world. And don't rush that. Okay? There's something to be said about the group, perhaps the community you two are trying to build into. 40. That's interesting. 41. Moon Maiden, new beginnings for you. Beautiful. Yeah, I see that they've been trying to serve you that new beginning for a long time. It might have been last Capricorn season too. And yeah, you had a steady, consistently building relationship since then. But Moon Maiden, new beginnings, 41. Okay, CHRSIEL. We have the Medallion of Aries as well as Scorpio. You might have one of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons, might be important to you. Okay, Capricorn, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? What's going on? Show me, Scorpio. Okay. What's going on? Show me, Scorpio, please. The situation. Age of Wands. How do you feel about it? Knight of Wands. Okay. To consider. The Six of Cups. Okay. How to handle it. Oh, Ten of Swords. Okay. Unexpected twist there. Let's take a look. Okay, the situation. Communication. Coming towards you. You putting it out there. Let's see. But yeah, some sort of communication here. How you feel about it? Excited. Maybe enthusiastic. Okay. To consider, the Six of Cups. The soul bond is here. Some sort of soul bond has arrived. Okay, we're trying to talk to it. They're trying to talk to you. But there's something about this connection that is unique and that needs to be taken into consideration. Okay. And then how to handle it. Ten of Swords. End it. Or perhaps get confrontational with the pain since you two are talking. I don't know. All right. Eight of Wands. What's up? Let's see the Eight of Wands, please. Okay. Five of Wands. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, straight away. Straight away with the tension. Yeah, there's tension. It's almost like resentment when someone's speaking. Okay. It's like, hello, I am talking to you because I feel I have to. There's a sense of pressure in there. It immediately starts off on an awkward note. I feel like someone put their foot in the door, but they did it very awkwardly. Immediately started out with defensiveness and tension. Damn. It otherwise could have been a very nice dialogue or a little bit more cooperative. And I don't know why they're talking. Seven of Cups, open up. Okay, I'm trying to open up. It's a struggle. I understand that, but it's showing in the words. It's like, well, if it's so hard to talk, damn it. If they're trying, I'm not saying they're not. They are trying. It's just immediately with the frustration, the anger. It's like, I know you're going to shoot my words down, something like that. It automatically starts the dialogue with a bad note. I know you're going to probably be mad or shoot this down. You may not be open. Okay, fine, whatever, but here I am. Okay. Which sucks because your immediate reaction was excitement. Oh, look, what's this? Knight of Wands. Okay. So yeah, you're on the receiving end. I credit them for trying to invest in the emotions, to try to be present, but it's automatically done with anger. You know? You're probably mad. Something like that. All right. All right. Well, sometimes communication comes in that way. So otherwise it would have been lovely. But there you go. Knight of Wands. The Lovers. Oh. 3 Cups, the Sun. Oh. Yeah, you were excited. You were excited for like 5 seconds. No, the Lovers, 3 Cups, the Sun. You felt initially, yeah, oh my gosh, this is my moment. It's such a strong, impactful moment. This had arrived. I don't think you were expecting it. No, it's not a total surprise, but it's like, oh, it's happy news. It's that strong connection. It's my lover. It's something. 3 Cups, the Sun. It's the one that puts a smile on my face. Your reaction was nothing but positive energy initially. Yeah. It hurts to see that. Because you kind of think of them as, oh, that's my person. So they immediately kick off with, see, I'm here. You'll probably be mad. Tell me to fuck off. And you're like, actually, no, I'm very happy to hear from you. It seems like you interpret it as no, it's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be a happy thing. I'm actually all ears. I'm very enthusiastic. I'd love to connect to you. It's okay. All right, something to consider is the 6 of Cups. Something to consider then. That soul bond, okay. That unique connection. Wow. Reaction, that's all smiles and sunshine. Very happy. Still, you think well of them. Despite the tension or the tone that might be present in the communication, you're still very happy to hear from them. Okay. All right. I hope they know that. 6 of Cups. But to take into consideration this particular soul bond. Okay. Ace of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. Oh, okay. Take into consideration this particular soul bond. Once more, I'm not doing yours and theirs. This is how you are experiencing, perceiving things and feeling about things. And so take into consideration in this particular connection. All right, that's fair. Ace of Swords, 2 of, that's coming from me. So I think it's fair. Yeah. Ace of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. How hard it's been to try to put the truth forward on this connection. So perhaps take things into account from their point of view. How difficult it's been. I don't know why. But trying to figure things out, what to say or how to say it, how to organize the thoughts. There's a bit of a struggle there. So perhaps take that into consideration. All right? It has not been easy to address this. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's something to think about. Yeah. Maybe take into consideration this was not the easiest of energies to come forward. Okay. All right. 10 of Swords then. How to handle it. Let's take a look how we handle that. The pain then. The frustration. There's been a lot of confusion over this connection over the years. Let's put it that way. And so someone's willingness to cut through all that, perhaps we take that into consideration, yes? All right. Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. All right. All right. There's a willingness there to talk shop. So, yes, it is directly confronting the pain then. Is that for a reason? Take into consideration this particular connection, Scorpio. It's a little different, but you know that. You reacted outstandingly positive towards it. You were happy to hear about this initially. It's not a total shock, but it's nice. It lit you up immediately. That's a gorgeous reaction you had. It's like, oh, that person. Yeah, that's a very special person. I know who that is. They make you smile. You feel very good towards them. You do. Despite perhaps the roughness around their words, still, I gave them credit. They're trying to show up and express themselves. It's just there's some edge on it. Yeah. So take into consideration this particular connection, how difficult it has been for you to, it seems like there's been some back and forth issues requiring more thought and a more open confrontation, the stuff that has been possibly neglected or ignored, or neither one of you knew how to approach. Okay. And that's been on and off like that, it seems, for a while. For some of you, it's months, weeks, months, seasons, maybe years. But getting to the point, Ace of Swords, it seems like it could be an opportunity. So take that into consideration. Ten of Swords, well, yeah, that is. It's not the ending. It's, okay, all right, you want to talk business? Let's talk business. Let's do it. You are listening. I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying it's your choice, and I think it's a good choice. It's like if it had been any other connection, like say if it was a Three of Pentacles just wandering in after all these years, hey asshole, I haven't heard from you, blah, 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 blah. You'd be like, fuck that. You wouldn't respond, would you? But you know what I'm saying? This connection is different. Appreciate the struggle between you two, particularly where communication, effective communication is concerned. And then that might help you look at this a little differently. And that might explain the edge on it a little more. Okay? Well, I'm not saying you have to do shit. I'm just saying that's here. It's something you either resonate with or you don't. And if it confuses you, it's not yours. And if the idea of that pisses you off, it's still not yours. The Scorpio I'm looking at that says, oh, no, I'm happy to connect to them. I am. It's unexpected, but I'm happy. That's cool. So here we have the opportunity here to get very direct on the pain. However, it's done so with love. And that's our style right there. I'm listening to you. I'm communicating to you from a space of love. But I am listening. And Eight of Pentacles, like, yeah, okay. I can be present for this. I can be present for this project. And that's a choice. I'm not saying you have to. Again, if they're putting that willingness forward to talk or do something with this connection or these energies, it's your choice to respond. And you do so in a very Scorpio-like fashion. But it seems to me you're all ears about this subject. But it comes from a good place in you. And the authenticity, the willingness, the authentic, it's my list, it's not allowing me to say it. Not today. The Ace of Pentacles, the real work that would go into it. You back it up, okay? You are showing up from a space of love, but you got your hard hat on. It's like I'm listening, okay? So this is very us. Okay, we respond from the heart, even if it's just all ears. And you're listening. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. That's beautiful. I don't know why they have so much edge in the approach to you, but you think so warmly of them. And you feel so warmly towards them to this day. You do. But here, this is not a promise of anything in the long-term future. It's just your willingness to participate in this very difficult dialogue that looks like it's overdue. Okay? Like I said, you're all ears. You're all sword. Like, oh, okay. But it's done so from a space of love. It really is. Okay? And that's us. If you had shown me anything else, I might have been nervous about that Knight of Swords. Like, oh shit, what you about to do? Be like, oh no, it's from the heart. It's from the heart. Don't worry about it. You're a very loving Scorpio, at least towards this connection. You still have a lot of positive energy towards it. You're not showing me expectation. Honestly, it was extremely sweet. You were thrilled just to hear from them, even if it is edge. A little edgy. You're like, Okay, so yours was kind of unique in terms of to consider, think about that connection directly. It's a little different. make sure you approach it differently. Covenant, the sacred contract, number 7. Yes, this could be a very lengthy message. Covenant, here we have more of that spiritual devotion, commitment, possibly some Hierophant energy there. But the covenant there with the sacred contract, it's important to you both. So don't sign up to it unless you can respond to it, you know? And I see that's not a problem for you. Some of you are actually quite expressive. We got the ink and the quill, very expressive. 62, Will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Oh, okay. You want to know. You want to know. You want to know. You want to know about the shadows. You want to know about the difficult. That's why you're addressing it. Look at that. Look at that. You really are all ears. Look at you. You are addressing it. Oh, yeah. I want to know. I want to know about the pain. I want to know about the difficulty between us. I want to see things from your point of view. You're all ears. You are all ears. You want to know what's been hidden in the shadows. What's going on with you? What you've been thinking, what you've been feeling. I would love to know. So that's why you don't seem to be put off by the edge. You want to know. You really do. Good. Good. Some of you are natural listeners and good communicators too. You want to know what's been going on with them. 62, 7. K, T, M, and big dollar bill. Some of y'all might have some really strong Earth in your chart. Could be connecting to, I saw a little bit of that here with the Queen of Pentacles. Excuse me, and in the Covenant energies as well. But yeah, you might have some very strong Earth in your chart. Could be connecting to. Okay, and the next upcoming Earth season is, of course, Capricorn, which is about 4 weeks from now. Okay. All right, Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Pisces. Okay. The situation, 7 of Wands. Okay. How do you feel about that? 8 of Pentacles. It's working. Okay. To consider, 3 of Swords. I gave a little chuckle there because, like, well, it's working. Okay. To consider, 3 of Swords. How to handle it, Page of Wands. Okay. All right. 7 of Wands. The situation currently you're showing me, I'm on my guard. Okay. I'm enforcing standards and boundaries right now. I see how you feel about it. You say it's working. 8 of Pentacles. I get to focus on what matters. Okay, good. Good. To consider, 3 of Swords. Some fear of rejection or heartbreak there, or a combination of the two. Okay, and then how to handle the situation. Page of Wands. Keep yourself open. Keep yourself light. Keep yourself flexible if you can. All right, what's going on? 7 of Wands. Or perhaps open up in a different direction. Let's see that 7 of Wands, please. King of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, 10 of Pentacles. And so you are working on something right now. It looks like you don't have much room for distraction, nonsense, influence. You're like, I'm all about my 3D right now, and I insist upon that. Okay, it's looking like you need to insist upon that. Like I said, there's no thrills here, there's no frills here. It is mainstream business for you. And you have a fire towards this too, so I don't want you to apologize for it. Sometimes, guys, when we dig deep like this and we work towards our goals, it shows, and you don't want any distractions. Right? I understand that. I really do. So I'm glad that you're maintaining your boundaries right now. It's like I'm putting all the best of my fire and intent towards my foundation. And it's, you know what? You're seeing results. You're in a very sweet growing phase right now. You literally just went from a 7 to a 10. So when I asked you how you're feeling about it, you're like, it's working. And it is. So you are getting results. That's wonderful. I'm very happy for you. So whatever your pathway was, if it was a little slow, a little stagnant, well, it's about to get a big old booster shot. And so you're pulling all your resources to be available to your foundation, not just your work or your career or your finances. It's all those things plus. You are expanding your networks, your connections, being more involved in your community endeavors. I don't know. But you are making a name for yourself right now as we speak. The energy feels good. You've got the eye of the tiger. Your fire's up. Go. You know? 8 of Pentacles, how you feel about it? It's good. It's going good. You're seeing results. You are becoming quite the master of your craft there. You're just knocking that coin out, knocking it out, knocking it out. All right. The Star. Oh, okay. Eight of Cups and the Emperor. Okay. Some of you, this has been an outstanding vision. Okay? And that you are working towards making that vision come true. Eight of Cups, the Emperor. The downside to that is that some of you had to become a little emotionally detached in order to get these big dreams and or goals accomplished. So if I'm looking at you in that respect of pros and cons, you had to figure that out for yourself, right? I believe you see it as necessary to focus. Okay? Like I said, there wasn't much room for thrills and frills, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and see that Three of Swords real quick. I got some more in there, but just a second. To consider that Three of Swords. Yeah, okay. Death, okay, I got it. The Hermit. Okay, yeah. So you're in the process of still healing from something that ended, long story short, and that kind of made it easier for you to emotionally check out so you could concentrate on work. Is that right? Yeah. You're going to be okay. It's all right. In the absence of this, you've been able to concentrate, like I said, on what matters. Now that that particular energy is gone, it's not about them or they, it's about you and how you're processing it. And you've done a great job processing it, and you will continue to do so. It's not done. It's still kind of fresh, but you don't get lost to it. You said, you know what? Now that that energy is gone, I can literally focus on my long-term goals. And that's where you've been, and you've been doing great, and it shows. Okay? You're doing all this on your own back, and as far as I can tell. Whether or not you started seeing someone new, I don't really care. And if there's space for that, there's space for that. Page of Wands, maybe later. Okay? Thing is, as far as I can tell, you're doing this on your own back. And this is that dream, that star that I think got a little neglected because of the presence of someone who perhaps was painfully distracting. You know? You know how it is when you're in a connection, but it's kind of like the wrong connection. It feels like it takes years off your life. So you have to put other big goals away in order to concentrate on it. And it doesn't work out. So it's kind of like a slap in the face. And then what happens when it leaves or exits? You double down on your original dream and you thrive. And that's what's happening to you. Okay? So yeah, you're a little emotionally detached. That's okay. All right? That's okay. You have a lot to work on. It's that original dream, that original goal that you were meant to do with or without the presence of that person. I'm glad to see you got back to it. All right? You won't be emotionally checked out forever. Numb. Given what you've been through, it makes perfect sense why you might be. It's still in a place of recovery to consider Three of Swords, Death, Six of Swords. This thing would not transform, thus it ended. Who left who is irrelevant to me, I could care less. The point is that it's over now. Because, again, it wasn't going to change. Therefore, it needed to reach its conclusion. It looks like it was drawn out, a long time coming. Okay, good. That means we got clearance to get back to what's important to us. Okay? And the Hermit, you're healing it, you're working on it. Okay? You're not done. You're nowhere near it. But you'll get there. Okay. Yes, for those of you who have never experienced this before, when you have major endings like this, it is very normal to throw yourself into an environment that you can control and then feel like you are not just in control, but thriving. Because what happened, what left is anti-thriving. It hurt. It was painful. So it's like instead of giving into that and doing nothing, I'd rather take all my pain and put it into something. And this is very normal. So no, Pisces isn't suddenly a workaholic. They're doubling down on a very old star that now they get to put all their attention into because no one is draining it. No one's draining the energy anymore. Or a bad connection or whatever, you know? Normal. And if you open up again another direction, that's great. That's wonderful. You'll get there eventually. No pressure. Page of Wands. Well, you get there eventually. Now, Ace of Cups, the World, Nine of Wands. You have the option. Here's what's interesting to me is that you have that option sooner rather than later. You are declining the sooner and you're going to opt for the later. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. That's this Pisces, and you're probably not even aware of it yet, but it's upcoming. It looks like you have the opportunity to open your heart very soon after. I can see why you're very attractive. Clearly you get shit done. And that in of itself is very attractive quality. As someone who can put their head down and work hard on their goals, it's extremely attractive. Okay, people love competence, and you should, because it means they do something. They have something to work towards. They believe in themselves. So obviously, given everything that you're doing, you're going to be a very attractive person. So you're going to have something here to cross your heart space sooner rather than later. I think much sooner than you were prepared for. It is a proposition of new love. The World, 9 of Wands, I see you saying, not now. You might get back to it later. You might open up to new love altogether in a different direction. So just to let you know, honey, you're a catch. I mean, somebody was going to toss some heart space your way. Okay? That's if that helps you. But yeah, I see you very firmly, and you should say no. Again, do not jump into cups. And you ever heard it say, don't jump in and out of someone's bed? Well, don't jump in and out of cups. See what I'm saying? It causes a lot of damage. When you're not ready, you're not ready. Look at that to consider. Look at that. Oh, that's why they told you to consider this. Oh, because you're going to have a new cup run up on you sooner rather than later. Yeah, okay. So consider this, Pisces. Do you feel like you're anywhere near, let's say, 50% done with your healing? That's like bare minimum. Oh, no. Okay, so maybe politely decline that one. Or be firm. Sorry, I'm not open to love right now. Be honest. Yeah, that's it. Be honest. And I promise you, if honey, if you were able to catch a cup that fast post this ending, oh my goodness. Trust me. Love can wait. You take care of you. Take care of the inside of you. That will come up again. All right? When you're ready, when you have the space. All right. Let's do some oracles. Mini Mass, the authentic self. I know. I feel like you're trying to get reacquainted with your authentic self. Okay? Goodness knows how long you had to put off your goals and your endeavors, your own sense of empowerment to sustain something that was probably on its way out no matter what. Okay? Sky Bridge, possibility for union. I see that. Heart home, compassion, 27. Unmarked trail, revelation. I think your heart will find a home absolutely in time, and it will be glorious, and it will be very fulfilling. You see the heart, and it's been turned into a home. It's gorgeous. Unmarked trail, revelation, but you have yet to discover that on your path. I see the opportunity rise up sooner rather than later, and then I see you saying, no, I'm not ready, and that's correct for you. But it won't always be the case. Eventually you will be ready, and it'll be a good one. It'll be a strong one. It'll be your next hearth and home. Okay? But yeah, 47, 27, 57. Very nice. All right. We have the letters L and C. We have the Book of Wisdom, sign of Virgo. You might have some very strong Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to it. This season might be important to you. All right. Pisces, and also you know better. I saw that. And there's a Hermit's in there. So yeah, you might have some good Virgo in there. But I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? What's going on? Show me Cancer, please. The situation. King of Cups. How do you feel about that? Page of Wands. Okay. To consider. 3 of Cups. How to handle it. The Emperor. Yeah, take charge. It's all right. Take charge of your emotions specifically. I see that you have a wealth of them here. I wouldn't expect anything less from a water sign. King Cups is a situation. Yeah, you're all up in your feels, and that's okay. As long as you take ownership of them, you'll be okay. You just got a lot of love in there. And in some way you want to put it out there and return it. Okay? And you feel that deeply at this time. And how do you feel about all those feelings? The situation. It's like, I'm feeling all this love. How do you feel about it? I'm open to it. Page of Wands. Okay, take that. You are open to it. To consider 3 of Cups, connecting, reconnecting. Okay, is it connecting? Is it reconnecting? Something to consider. And then also with who? The Emperor. How to handle it. Take charge. Believe in yourself. Exercise empowerment. You can do this. Come on. You can do this. All right. I feel like you know everything you need to know, so go on then. Well, naughty old King of Cups, so you just stay right there. All right, what's up? What's going on? Show me. Cancer. That King of Cups. The Star. Yeah. Oh, Nine of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Saying a little bit of fear here about making the dream come true. There's something here you deeply desire to open up to and possibly receive love and affection from. Again, deeply desirous, the Star. But yeah, there's realistic fears of the mind. Nine of Swords. Specifically, Page of Pentacles. How to get that going. Okay. So far, all systems check. Normal. The more you desire something, obviously, the more anxious we get. Nervous. The thing is, the question is, the Nine of Swords, is it so bad for you that it's going to completely take over the dialogue of what you feel and therefore start crossing you off motions and actions? It could do. But so far, you're saying, I'm open. I'm open. I'm a little freaked out, but it's more like a nervous anxiousness. It means a lot to you. There's the Star here. Okay. Okay. Let's see that Page of Wands. How do you feel about it? I'm open. Little guy, Page of Wands, a little bit of nerve. I'm open to it. Very good. Okay. Does your heart beat fast? And the idea of this? Yeah, it does. Ace of Cups. Is it ticking? Eight of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Afraid. You're so afraid. You see, you're close. There's a reason I brought that up. You're very close sometimes to allowing the fear take over. Your heart starts beating fast, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Where's it going? Where does it want to go? Oh, you seem to have some very strong ideas about that. Eight of Swords, Four of Pentacles. That's getting really close, Cancer, honey, to being prohibited. I know you say you're open, but your fears are getting in the way. Okay? Holding back. Right now it's hanging out as procrastination. I'm going to open up any day. Okay? Any day I'm going to open up. I'm going to do it. How many times have you told yourself that? I'm going to open up last week, last month, around that season. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this season, that season, this time, this date, this date, this time for sure. How many times has that been crossed off the calendar? Your heart starts beating so fast. I could hear it. It started thumping before I saw the Ace of Cups. You get nervous. And then that turns into procrastination. I don't think I'm ready. Maybe I'm not ready. It's not a good day. It's not a good week. Yeah. Okay. To consider. Let's see that Three of Cups. What's got your heart beating like a fucking rabbit? Fast. It's very fast. Three of Cups. Do some of you listen to me while you run? I just had a distinct impression. Legs in motion. Heart beating fast like a rabbit. Moving fast. Hi. Is that you? Hi. Let me know. Hi. I can't imagine someone listening to me while they're... But hey, you know what? That's just how it is. I'm a music person myself, but there's some people who can tune out to a podcast or a book. Hey, man. That's awesome. All right. Three of Cups. Strength. Ace of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Oh, honey. It's a good offer. It's solid. It's solid, boo-boo. It's solid. That's a solid offer. Strength of will. Ace of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. It's coming from a very good place in you. I want you to trust that. I don't care with who. If it's a connection or a reconnection. Connection brand new. Just putting yourself out there. You got a lot to put out there. Your quality. Your quality. Okay? If it's reconnection, you're still offering quality. All right? So I don't know what the context is. For who, I don't care. It's not about a them or they. It's about your thought process and your feeling process around the situation or context, whatever it's presented to me. It could be about work. It could be about family. But in this context, it's about personally how your heart reacts at the idea of opening up in a very agreeable direction. You have such a strong desire. And honey, you're showing me the oldest desire in the world to love and to be loved. That's all. And you got a lot of quality stuff in here. You're like, I got a solid offer. I know you do. I see that. Strength, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. You're gorgeous. You're absolutely delicious. Okay? Trust in that. Trust in your offer. Trust in you. The Emperor, how to handle it. Handle it. Be the Emperor. You got Aries in your chart. Whip it out. Well, I don't know Aries would appreciate that, but you know what I mean. Be empowered. Be bold. Step into it. The whole thing with empowerment is ownership of one's actions and decisions at the highest we can afford them to be. We're persons of decisions. We're persons of substance. The Emperor. King of Pentacles. Know your worth. The Empress. It's your equal. Ten of Cups. The Emperor and Empress. King of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. It's a good investment. Solid. Very solid. Know your worth. Don't forget it. I know you're nervous. That just means it means a lot to you, and that's okay. That's good. I want it to mean something to you. What's the point of doing anything if it didn't mean shit to you? Or it's ho-hum, or you could give or take it. What's the point? Reach for the stars. That's what I say. Reach for the stars. It's within you. So I appreciate your nervousness and putting things off and putting it off and putting it off, and I can feel your heart beating fast. I can see why you're authentically excited. Take charge. The Emperor, Empress showed up. It's your equal, your divine counterpart. King of Pentacles is solid, baby. It's a good investment. Ten of Cups. It could lend to your inner circle, the expansion of it specifically. You'd have your equal in there. Okay. And someone who shows empowerment via family and emotional constructs. So a good counterpart to you. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a keeper. Yeah, look at you. Look at that. Of the self, independently of the self. You have a lot to offer. You're cats. Believe in that. I don't just mean what it is you earn, how much you earn, or how you dress. Some people got that stuff down. That doesn't mean they're a quality person. You're a quality person. I see that. Okay? Gosh. Let me tell you something. Watchers, transpersonal. 60. Wow. You've come a long way. Yeah, please know that. You've come a long way. And you're guided too. You're not alone in this. But let me tell you something. Quality. You never know. Income guarantees nothing. I dated somebody once who made a lot on an annual basis. I saw him for all of 6 months because the attitude weren't worth it. They weren't worth it. The attitude. It's like, yeah, you got all this money, but you know what? You're an asshole. And you're an entitled one. We're not going to do well. I've dated my fair share of broke poets. Right? Had a lot in common there. But again, that doesn't mean we're a complete person, you know? The quality of the heart, one's bank account, how we dress. It's good. It's good when you got a little bit of everything. That means you've gone out of your way to be more of a developed person, and that's where I see you. You got a lot to offer, a little bit everywhere. Strength of will, discipline, emotional focus, real-world attention, and a strong heart. Okay? Anyway. We have R-O-P-K. We have the Medine of Leo. You might have some Leo in there. I did see the Strength card. Absolutely. You could have some Leo in your chart. Aries. Yeah, saw that too. Anyway, you might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connected to the seasons. Might be important to you. I know the Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life, is very much your concern. It's your thing. I know. Again, you are well connected, well rooted, and I actually see this person lending to that, but it's more on the Ten of Cups side of things. Okay, they can really fill out your inner circle and be that person of importance in your life, it seems. All right, but yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. I know. You're thinking about legacy and foundation, and where you're thinking about putting that, yeah, would absolutely serve that purpose. Right now we have the Pegasus in reverse. I can see that over here, where we don't feel like we have freedom to fly or choose this just yet. But your heart's working on it. Okay. The bigger part of you that's more ready is really kind of propelling you forward. Okay. The chakra in alignment, that's what I'm saying. There's still parts of you that are lining up to this. Okay. And particularly the mind. That has been your biggest obstacle here today. But other than that, it's been very straightforward. Cancer, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.